Act 1 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 1, by Thomas D.F.A. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. To Her Grace, the Duchess of Ormond. Don Quixote having not only been well received upon the stage, but also having cleared himself with reputation from the slander and prejudice which malicious critics had revolved upon to fully and blast him, I could not forbear suffering him to aspire to this second honour, of dedicating himself to your Grace, from whose noble and unbiassed judgment he may assure himself of an obliging reception and a generous security. The honour your Grace, and the rest of the nobility and gentry did me, to see this play in its rehearsal or undress, was a happy presage of its future good fortune. The stars were all in conjunction to do me good, and I think, I may safely say, without offence, that when the ladies come to my third day, there never was at this time of the year, in the hemisphere of the playhouse, so dazzling and numerous a constellation seen before. 'Tis, madam, from your Grace's prosperous influence that I dare my good fortune, and I shall be very glad if this poor offering of my brain has merit enough to deserve the honour of a smile from so great and so good a patroness. Farther I dare not proceed on this subject, lest I should involve myself rashly in praise of what is even too great for praise itself, and so only show my own ambition, in aspiring to write on so glorious a theme, without doing you any justice, who are always infinitely above whatever my genius can ever pretend to in that nature. The world, that knows the noble stock from which you sprung, are sensible that 'tis impossible for you to derogate from such flourishing, signalized virtues, and those likewise who consider you as the happy consort of the great Ormond, whose indefatigable zeal to serve his Majesty and his afflicted country, which his dearest blood and fortune abroad, leaves him scarce leisure to dry your tears up for the last parting, or pay his parental blessing to his dear children at home, or to behold your Grace with double reverence, and unite their prayers and wishes, that all things in his absence may tend to your comfort, satisfaction, and honour, and that the troublesome hours may run swiftly off, to give way to the transporting news of his happy return with fame and victory. One of these general admirers of both your matchless deserts and virtues, I beseech your Grace to believe me, whose duteous wishes are constantly devoted to your service, and now particularly may the whole hierarchy of angels protect you in the expected hour of trouble, and may the rejoicing worthy part of the world be blessed with another noble, loyal, and valiant ossuary, great and admired as his illustrious and never to be forgotten grandfather, and that this unvalued blessing, and all others that can make your Grace, and the truly noble, and most dearly loved here abroad, happy in one another, may succeed to your desire, is the devotion and daily wish of, Madam, your Grace's most faithful and most humble servant, T. D'Urfey. Prologue.
In hopes the coming scenes your mirth will raise, to you, the just pretenders to the bays, the poet humbly thus of reverence pays, and you, the contraries, that hate the pains of labour'd sense or of improving brains, that feel the lashes in a well-writ play, he bids perk up and smile, the satire sleeps to-day. Ah, Sancho bears no rods to make ye smart, proverbs and merry jokes are all his part. The modest spark may paint and lie in paste, wear a huge Stein kirk twisted to his waist, and not see here how foppish he is dressed. The country captain, that to town does come, from his militia troop and spouse at home, to beat a London doxy's kettle-drum, one who not only the whole pit can prove, that she for brass half-crowns has boughted love, but the 18-penny whoremaster above, with his broad gold may treat his pliant dear, without being shown a bubbled coxcomb here. Grave dons of business may be brokers' coolies, and crop-eared prentices set up for bullies, and not one horsewhip lash here flang their follies. Nay, our hot blades, whose honour was so small, they'd not bear arms, because not colonels all, that with the French may have this great slaughter, but wish it safely on this side of the water. Yet when the king returns, are all prepared to beg commissions in the standing guard. Even these, the sons of shame and cowardice, will 'scape us now, though 'tis a cursed vice. Our author has a famous story chose, whose comic theme no person does expose, but the knights errant, and pray where are those? There was an age when knights with lance and shield would right a lady's honour in the field, to punish ravishers to death would run, but those romantic days, alas, are gone. Some of our knights now rather would make one, who finding a young virgin by disaster tied to a tree, would rather tie her faster. Yet those must 'scape too. So indeed must all court cuckold makers now no jest does maul, nor the horned herd within yon city wall. The orange miss that now cajoles the Duke may fell her rotten ware without rebuke. The young coquette, whose cheats few fools can dive at, may trade, and the old topkipperkin in private. The atheist too and laws divine may trample, and the plump jolly priest get drunk for church example.
Dramatis Personae.
Don Quixote, a frantic gentleman of the Mancha in Spain, who fancies himself a knight-errant. Read by Todd.
Don Fernando, a young nobleman. Read by Greg Giordano.
Cardenio, a gentleman who, being treacherously deprived of Luscinda, his betrothed mistress, fell mad. Read by Beeswax Candle.
Ambrosio, a young student and stranger, a friend to Chrysostom, and a great woman-hater. Read by Redrun.
Perez, a curate. Read by Joe Bergen.
Nicholas, a merry drolling barber. Read by Alan Mapstone.
Sancho Panker, a dry, shrewd country fellow, squire to Don Quixote, a great speaker of proverbs, which he blunders out upon all occasions, though never so far from the purpose. Read by Adrian Stevens.
Gines de Passamonte, read by Jim Locke.
Palomeque, galley slave, read by Sonia.
Lope Ruiz, galley slave, read by Agnes Robert Bear.
Quartrenzo, galley slave, read by Ahsan Ahmed.
Tenorio, galley slave, read by Craig Franklin.
Martinez, galley slave, read by Shrimpfish.
First officer, read by Jim Locke.
Second officer, read by David Purdy.
Second barber, read by Adam DeFord.
Vincent, a humorous host or innkeeper, read by Rick Cordray.
Marcella, a young, beautiful shepherdess who hates mankind, and by her scorn occasions the death of Chrysostom. Read by Abai.
Dorothea, alias Princess Micomicona, a young virgin betrothed to Don Fernando, but deserted by him for Luscinda, those afterwards reconciled. Read by Matea Bracic.
Luscinda, a young lady betrothed to Cardenio, stolen from a nunnery by Don Fernando, whom she fled thither to avoid. Read by Jen Broda.
Teresa Panza, wife to Sancho, a silly, credulous country creature. Read by Sonia.
Mary the Buxom, Sancho's daughter, a rude, laughing, clownish hoyden. Read by Lynette Calkins.
Hostess, read by Kristen Hand.
Maritornes, her daughter, read by Jenny.
First shepherd, read by Agnes Robert Bear.
Second shepherd, read by Sonia.
Melissa, read by Estefania.
Montesmo, an enchanter, read by Redrun.
Argonda, an enchantress, read by Agnes Robert Bear.
Stage directions read by Inkel. The scene, Mancha in Spain. The Comical History of Don Quixote, Act 1, Scene 1, A champion, with a windmill at distance. The curtain drawn, Don Quixote is seen armed, cap a pie, upon his horse Rocinante, and Sancho, by him upon Dapple his ass, eating a bunch of haws.
Sancho?
Sir?
We are now in pursuit of valorous adventures, entered into the pleasant fields of Montiel. The air is fragrant and delightful, and the valley, near yonder tuft of verdant trees, cool and shady. Therefore let us alight. And prithee, take the bridle from Rocinante's head, that he may the better taste the refreshment of this flowery pasture. And when thou hast done so, show the same courtesy to thy own friend Dapple, for they have borne us this day with a fortitude and patience that exact from us an answerable return of civility.
With all my heart, sir, and I wish that Dapple's generosity could be as civil to me as I to him, and return me a good refreshing too, for, as the case of my belly now stands, I find my fortitude and patience inclining to yield to the giant hunger, and methinks I begin to wish myself an ass too, that we might improve good fellowship and lovingly dine together.
Kissing Dapple.
Do not indulge thyself too much upon thy belly, good Sancho. An epicure contradicts the function of a squire of a knight-errant entirely. Go, do as I have ordered, and at thy return I will give thee the honour of a conference.
If the conference were to be over a good piece of beef and cabbage, I could confer now like any clergyman, but I don't like these windy exhortations without meat.
Aside.
Now am I to be fed with a tedious tale of knight-errantry, when my guts are all in an uproar within me for want of better provision?
Exit with Rocinante and Dapple.
The gross and sordid quality of this fellow gives me the better reflection upon myself. For as his thoughts are grovelling, like his nature, so mine are elevate like my profession. On which let me now consider a little. What art thou? What wouldst thou be, Don Quixote? A renowned knight-errant? A tamer of giants? A righter of wrongs? A defender of virgins? A protector of justice? In fine, a scourge to the infamous world, and a noble retriever of the golden age. But hold, illustrious Don, you are not knighted yet, and consequently incapable of these performances. What then? As I have read in books of chivalry, I may still undertake an easy adventure, under the title of the Maiden Knight, till I receive that honour, and then proceed, the glory of that function, the terror of all miscreants, and the delight and wonder of ensuing ages.
Re-enter Sancho.
So, thanks to Lady Flora, the beasts are well provided for. Dapple is happy, he is exercising his grinders yonder, whilst I carry mine here only for show. For the devil of any other use will my master let me have for 'em. See, now is he making his dinner upon cogitations, and I am to have the scraps of 'em for mine. Honour and air is always our fare. Oh, Sancho, Sancho, what hast thou brought thyself to?
Oh, Dulcinea de Toboso, thou light of all eyes, empress of my soul, and sovereign princess of my heart and vitals.
Ay, 'tis so. Thought of his supposed mistress, A murrain take her is the first course, and no doubt a conceit of the next beating for her will be the second. Oons, this is a choice diet. I grow damnable fat upon't. Oh, dunce! You must leave wife and children to go a-squiring, must ye? Well, can you eat grass, good squire? Can your worship dine upon clover? You may find salads in abundance, but like the Spanish boars, your countrymen, the devil of any meat to 'em, most noble squire.
Now, animal of little faith, and less ingenuity, what are you grumbling at?
Why, troth, sir, if your worship will needs know, my belly and I have a sharp combat. It was grumbling at me for a good dinner, and I was cramming it as well as I could with the good hopes of the island your worship has promised me when you come to be emperor of... what do you call it?
Empires, Sancho, have their titles as various as the ways to achieve 'em. But let it suffice thee that when I am dubbed knight, as with the first opportunity I mean to be, adventures of that nature will flow in upon us, so that in the space that one may trim a beard, an empire may drop into my mouth, and an island, or at least an earldom, into thine.
Pray heaven my government afford me beef enough to make amends for all these days of fasting. But I have found to my sorrow in your service hitherto that fair words butter no parsnips. He is blind enough that sees not through the holes of a sieve. Desert and reward seldom keep company, and none are fools always, though every one sometimes. Better on bare foot than no foot at all, and thou art known by him that doth thee feed, not by him that doth thee breed, and he that...
Phew! A plague on thee! Where the devil art thou running with thy flimflams? What time of year hence dost think I shall answer thee, if thou runnest on threading thy proverbs at this rate?
Well, well, sir, that's all one. Let every one be the son of his own works. For under the name of a man one may become pope. For my part, I see land every day more than other. You promised islands and earldoms, but how shall you get them, or I govern 'em, is the question. The Sanchos know better how to govern a plough than a province, and since I have been your squire, I have got no preferment yet, but cudgels and more cudgels, blows and more blows. I have been but 3 days out a-squiring, and if drubbing could get me an island, I have deserved one as big as Great Britain already.
Battles of honour, Sancho, should not be disparaged by the base epithet of drubbing. Thou hast done nobly, and as noble shall be thy reward. Therefore I once more tell thee, fear not thy bones, and thou shalt be great. Only because I know thou art an admirer of proverbs, always remember this, that patience grows not in every one's garden.
Ay, and pray, sir, do you remember this, that there is not always good cheer where there is a smoking chimney, and there's proverb for proverb. But yet, a plague on't, this plaguey government won't out of my head, and methinks he promises it with as much confidence as if he were emperor already, and carry the keys of it at his girdle. Let me see, to be Don Sancho, good, to sit upon my velvet cushions of state, and look upon my vassals, good again, then to have my wife be a countess, and come to me in a morning with, good morrow, my lord the governor, ha, 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 Very good. Faith, admirable. I am transported at the thoughts on't. Therefore bones ache, guts grumble. I am resolved to be great in defiance of ye both.
Ah, what do I see? Thanks to those propitious stars that usher my renown and fortune, occasion offers itself in a most glorious adventure.
What's the matter now?
Seest thou that giant, Sancho?
Points at the scene.
Giant, sir?
That monstrous giant, with arms almost 2 leagues long. See how he swings him about, and fans himself to cool his head.
I see no giant, not I. I see a windmill.
Oh, 'tis the dreadful giant Caraculi Umbro, tyrant of the island Malandrania, who devours every day to appease his hunger 12 newborn children baked, whose bones he grinds between his teeth to powder.
Ha! Ha! Ah! 'Tis the giant Windmilliambro, you mean, tyrant of the island of wheat, barley, and oats, 12 bushels of which he every day devours, and grinds the grains between the stones to powder.
See there an innocent wretch dressed all in white, whom the horrid cannibal is just now drawing into his mouth.
Oons? What innocent? What wretch? What mouth? Why, don't you see 'tis the miller in his white coat, going to carry a sack into the mill door?
I tell thee, 'tis one of the brood of Antion, whom I am obliged to cut off from the face of the earth. Therefore, saddle Rosinante instantly, and if thou art afraid, go aside thyself and pray, whilst I enter into cruel and unequal battle.
Battle? Gads, but, sir, are ye blind? Will ye battle a windmill? Have ye in mind your brains should be dashed out with the sails?
Jolthead, to thee they may seem sails, but to me they are like the 100 arms of its brother giant Briareus, whom I shall instantly lop off and destroy, with whose spoils we will begin to be rich. Away, I say, that I may perform an exploit for after times to wonder at. Stand, thou proud miscreant, and fly me not. I will attack thee alone. O beautiful and adored Dulcinea, influence now thy knight, I beseech thee. I come, cannibal, I come. Stay, stay, thou monster.
Exit Don Quixote.
Stay, stay. Ay, you need not fear but the windmill will stay for ye. The shart, he'll be knocked out o' the head now, and there's my island gone before I come to it. Why, sir, come back for shame. Ah, plague of his mad pate, what a devil shall I do with him?
Exit Sancho after him. Scene 2, an inn. Enter Perez and Nicholas.
Gone from her father's house?
Most certainly, and as 'tis thought, in search of Don Fernando, who, forgetting all his former vows and promises of marriage to her, as common fame reports, suddenly intends to wed Luscinda.
Luscinda? Why, 'tis in everyone's mouth that she has long since been Cardenio's mistress.
Aye, and more than that, has been betrothed to him. But that's all one. The old man, her father's love of money, Luscinda's frailty, and Don Fernando's treachery, has, it seems, brought my poor niece Dorothea to this distress, and poor Cardenio to a worse, who, as 'tis said, stark mad, runs wild amongst yonder mountains of Sierra Morena.
But leaving this discourse, now let's mind our new affair that we agreed on last night about Don Quixote, when we heard that the 2 mad fools, master and man, were gone a knight-erranting.
I have been cudgelling my brains ever since with studying how to retrieve him, for I confess, it troubles me that a man of clear sense, good learning, and sound judgment on all other subjects and affairs should be so strangely bewitched upon the most ridiculous of all, knight-errantry.
That is indeed a strange infatuation.
But I think I have employed my time very well today in your absence, for whilst you have been inquiring which way the whimsical knight has gone, I and the old woman, his housekeeper, have been burning his books.
That was our last resolve, I remember, and will no doubt contribute to his cure. For 'tis most certain that those romantic books of knighthood and poetry have been the main cause of his frantic humours. But see, here comes mine host.
Enter Vincent laughing.
How now, mine host? What price bears oats and barley, huh? What new ambassador or noble guest, with his large pockets crammed with Spanish ducats, has made you so merry this morning?
Oh, my heart! Oh, my lungs! Don Quixote! Don Quixote!
Why, what of him?
The mad fool has been charging a windmill yonder, and swears 'twas a giant. The sails whisked him about like a rat in a mill wheel, endangering his neck every minute, till at last Fortune, unwilling to spill the small quantity of brains remaining, threw him some 20 yards off into a fish pond. I shall burst.
And where is he, prithee?
Here, just by, and with his booby Sancho. But the best jest is, he persuades himself 'tis all done by enchantment of some magician that owes him a spite, and that his misfortune has happened only because he was not knighted, and therefore has entreated me to do that honour for him. Calls me Sir Constable, and my lord, and my inn a castle. I am now going to get my wife, my daughter, and 2 or 3 other merry fellows to assist me in the ceremony, for I'm resolved to carry on the jest. And if you'll stay with me till tomorrow morning, you shall share in it.
With all my heart. The diversion must needs be surprising. Come, prithee, let's go and find him out.
Exit Vincent.
Oh, yonder comes Sancho. First let's hear what he says.
Enter Sancho.
Thanks to good luck, he has saved his neck, however. Gramercy fish pond, our adventures had all been at an end else. Faith, and so had my government too, with all the noble hopes of Sancho's preferment. Yonder he is, as wet as a water spaniel that has just been diving, and as angry as if the windmill had called him coward or son of a whore, and to provoke him more had railed against knight-errantry.
Oh, neighbour, well met. Well, how goes matters? How fares our noble friend your master? Mine host tells us he has been fighting a devilish giant yonder. Prithee, how was it? For I am sure you must know.
Sancho, aside.
Though I know no such matter, I am resolved to banter the barber, however. Why, 'tis even too true, friend. 'Twas a damnable giant. His name was Garlic de Gambo, and would you believe it, neighbour, each eye of him was as big as one of your basins, each tooth as long as one of your poles, and as sharp as a razor. His chin had beard enough to serve a whole parish with brushes, and his mouth was as wide as your shop door, neighbour. This is truth, upon my squirehood. I saw him.
Bless us! Why, this was prodigious! Come, let's go and congratulate him immediately.
Perez, aside.
The lie is prodigious indeed. Aye, come, with all my heart.
Exeunt Perez and Nicholas. Enter hostess.
Good luck betide us. I have found ye so merry at last. There has been such a noise within yonder, the house has been too hot to hold us. There's 2 women, or furies, for I know not what to make of 'em, inquiring for ye. One of 'em has a tongue louder than a few gelder's horn. She says she has come 3 leagues after ye this morning, and will have ye if ye are above ground. She has a long, lean, withered, walnut-colored face. She's as dirty as a gypsy, and as ill-dressed as a rag-woman.
Oh, plague! That must be my wife, by the description. What kind of creature is with her, prithee?
A young tadpole dowdy, as freckled as a raven's egg, with matted hair, snotty nose, and a pair of hands as black as the skin of a tortoise, with nails as long as a kite's talons upon every finger.
Aye, that's my daughter, too. I know by her cleanliness. I stole away from 'em with a design to surprise my wife with a countership before she was aware. But since they have found me out by the scent, let 'em come in, with a pox to 'em.
Exit hostess. Enter Teresa and Mary weeping.
O dromedary, thou foundered mule without a pack-saddle! Or what other foul beast shall I call thee? For man thou art not, nor hast not been to me, heaven knows the time when. Art not thou ashamed to see me, thou nincompoop?
Why, how now, crooked rib? How now, crocodile? Can your tongue wag this morning? Is the matrimonial hornpipe tuning already?
Oh, Lord, father, why would you run away so, father? And how do you think I shall get my new pair of green stockings home, and have my Sabbath-day shoes mended, if you leave me and my mother in this fashion? Oh, oh, oh!
If anyone wants a pair of marriage bagpipes, I can sell him now a rare bargain. A man that had her for a wife and an acre of thistles need not care which he burnt first. Oons, what a coil is here!
How have I deserved this, thou man of the devil? Have not I been most true and loving to thee, mended thee weekly from top to toe, and taken as much care of Dapple, thy ass, as if he had been born of my own body? Have I not clipped the bristles of thy beard with wife-like patience, that no filthy vermin might breed there, and washed thee with my own hands when thou hast been as full of mire as a hog in a highway? Nay, and what's more, the last night we were in bed together, would I may never drink more, if I did not move to thee in the way of kindness, whilst thou layst snoring like a drunken carrier, and at last gavest me a huge thump, enough to spoil a woman's childing for ever after.
Why, thou she-cormorant, thou man-devourer, have I been beating the conjugal drum this 20 years, and dost thou blame me now for snoring? Oh, conscience, conscience, where art thou?
You don't do well, father, so you don't, to call my mother such names. She's no drum. Look ye, Sliddlekins, if anyone else had called her a drum, I'd have set my nails in the jaws of un.
Here's a mettled whore, too, Spud. A word or 2 more would make that young cat set her claws in my face indeed.
Ay, you see the child will take her mother's part, however. Go to him, Mary, speak to him, child, don't be afraid of his wittle. Truth has a good face, though the coif be torn. Speak to him, I say, Mary.
Nay, Mary's an admirable speaker, I'll say that for her. Well, offspring mine, Mary the buxom, what say you, humph?
Why, I say, you shall go home with us now we have found ye, father. I can't get the cow home to-night without ye, and there's a bag of barley must be carried to the mill too. Gad sniggers, I'll hold fast by this arm.
Takes hold of his arm.
And I'll stick close to the other.
Takes the other.
So, now, is here the true sign of marriage, mousetrap? And I, a pox on me, am the unlucky vermin she's courting? I'm a notable figure now, I believe, if my picture were drawn. Spud, you man-leeches, let go my hand, or by my holidam.
Oh, Lord, you mayn't swear, father. The devil will have you if you swear.
And his dam there will have thee, if thou followest her advice. Ye young oaf, here am I, that by seeking noble adventures am going to be an earl, and, in the twinkling of a star, to be able to make ye both countesses. And yet this devil of a woman will be always crossing me, and damning herself to clouted shoes, and a canvas smock, all the days of her life.
A countess? Oh, Lord, is that true, mother?
Pshaw! Never mind those great-sounding titles, fool. They are a great deal too big for our mouths, Mary. My name has been always Teresa, and Goodwife Panza, and thou, time out of mind, hast been called Moll or Mary. And at the latter end of my days to be called Countess, and I know not what, I shall die. I shall never be able to bear it.
Why, there, 'tis now. A plague on't, who would put honey into an ass's mouth? I am making myself a governor, and setting her upon velvet cushions of state, and this plaguy woman of Barabbas, in spite of me, would sit bare buttocked upon a dunghill.
And do you say that I should be a governor's daughter, and sit upon a cushion too, father?
Wounds, thou shalt be a countess, I tell thee, in a month's time. If that adder there would leave her hissing, and let me be quiet, I would marry thee in an instant to the great Lord Don Whirligigerio, son and heir to the t'other great Lord Don Warspam. Thou shouldst walk in the streets with thy train held up, and 2 embroidered lackeys holding an umbrell over thee, to keep thy amiable phiz from tanning.
Ha, 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 ha! Oh, Gemini, and that will fit my humour to a button, father. Well, the first thing I would do should be to learn to be proud, and look scornfully. I warrant I'd carry myself like a countess quickly.
Alas, poor Mawkin, she's bewitched already. I find this earldom will be the undoing of the poor jade, do what I can. Why, hear me, thou father of folly, thou wilful corrupter of thy own flesh and blood. Does that child look as if she could walk in state with her train held up? Sart will give me the gripes to hear how the folks will laugh at her. Look how stately the hog grubber goes, says one. She that was yesterday at her spinning wheel, and went to church with the skirt of her coat over her head to keep her from the rain, has now a tail 3 yards long, says another. And an umbrel to defend her olive-coloured countenance with a pox on her, says a third. This will be the cry all the village over. Therefore come away, Mary, and don't be a countess, child.
Call thy mother a fool, Mary the buxom, and be a countess in spite of her. Remember, thou art to be married, and breed a race for the honour of the Pancas. Think upon the young Lord Whirligigerio, child.
Think upon thyself, Mary. Remember thou hast sometimes worn shoes, and sometimes none, child.
Crooked logs make good fires. Think upon Don Whirligigerio, Moll.
Aye, aye, father, I'm for Don Whirligigerio, and there's no more to be said. But let my mother sit bare buttocks upon a dunghill, if she will. I'll be a countess.
That's my good girl. Look'ee, Teresa, the court has given their judgment. Your cause is lost in course.
Well, Satan, I know thou dost it to break my heart, thou cruel man. For the very hour that I shall see that girl a countess will be the hour of my death. I'm sure the jade will never be able to know herself. She'll be every minute hoidening and discovering her coarse thread. Well, she's thy own. Do what thou wilt with her. But for my part, I'll never consent to it, and so farewell. A countess! Oh, Lord, I have no patience to think on it.
Exit Teresa.
Good Lord, now is my mother as rusty as an old cow that has got the bellyache, but I care not. She dares not beat me, because she knows I'll beat her again. Well, thee here, father, be sure you make me a countess as soon as ever you can.
I warrant thee, girl, and let thy mother go and fume at home with the smoke in the chimney corner. He that loses his wife and sixpence loses a tester. Thou art my darling, and shalt ere long be a lady, for she that has luck has better than a good estate in reversion, and the full bags of fools command wise men for followers. I, by following adventures, intend to be a governor, and when I am so, I intend to make thee rich, and when thou art rich, nobody will say thou art freckled, nor think thee a dowdy. For gold makes country Joan look fair and bonny, the old and chopped and skinned like orange tourney.
End of Act 1. Act 2 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 1, by Thomas D.F.A. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 2, Scene 1, continues. Enter Perez with a letter, and Nicholas.
And are you sure, Mr. Curate, that your letter is authentic, and that it says positively your niece Dorothea lives disguised among the shepherds of Cardona?
'Tis most certain, for the discoverer of her is my particular friend, one of the best of that quality too, in all the country, and has been often with me at her father's house.
'Tis very odd. When this devil love gets once into a young female noddle, what tricks and gambols will it make her play? I had rather be obliged to tame a hare in the beginning of March, and make it come to my hand, than any woman in her pride of 18, if once she be touched with this loving fury.
He writes me word here. He discovered her one evening by her singing, for she can sing too like an archangel. The pretty rogue was washing her feet in a little brook that runs just by his cottage, the whiteness of which made him, at first, suspect her sex, till viewing her face nearer, he knew her perfectly, yet discovered not himself, but followed her, and by that means found her abode among the shepherds.
And how d'ye intend to get her thence?
Occasion offers fitly. Tomorrow will be the funeral of Chrysostom, a young, witty and learned English gentleman, that for the love of a coy, beautiful virgin of these precincts, called Marcella, put on a shepherd's habit to court her, but she, disdaining him, he despaired and died. At this ceremony will attend all the shepherds hereabouts, and there will be a dirge sung, with other rural games, made by a dear friend and countryman of his called Ambrosio, in honour of the dead man's memory. Now among this troop 'tis probable she comes, and I may then surprise her.
'Tis likely enough, I confess, and to assist a little, good Mr. Curate, I'll be there too. And if the clergy miss her, perhaps the laity may come in for a snack. But come, let's mind our present diversion. Here comes mine host. The antic ceremony of the knighthood will be performed immediately.
Enter Vincent, hostess, and Maria Tornes.
Ah, The devil take all mad fools! Was ever man so plagued? Come, wife, daughter, and gentlemen, pray mind all your instructions, that I may humour this frantic ass with a sham knighthood, and so get him out of my house, for I shall be undone if he stays a day longer in it. He rose up in a dream just now, and fancying he was fighting with giants, falls a-slashing 2 bags of red wine that stood up in a corner, and has spilt 20 gallons on about the floor. If heart, he has made me almost as mad as himself. Therefore, wife, be sure you make haste, and remember your part of the ceremony.
Ceremony? Hang him. Gad, I'll charge him with a constable if he does not pay me for my wine.
Ha ha! Oh, neighbour, you must consider he is a madman.
And such are not only excused from civility, but law too.
He calls me princess, radiant and incomparable, and told me my eyes glittered brighter than Venus or Mercury, with a world more of such gibberish that for my part I thought the devil was in the man.
Gad, I'll get clear of him presently. Oh, yonder I see him. He's coming with his armour to this well, which he takes to be a consecrated fountain, and therefore a place fit to be knighted in. Come all in. We'll leave him to himself a little, whilst I go and get all my merry grigs ready for the song and dance. We'll fool him methodically, however.
Exeunt. Enter Don Quixote, stripped, and Sancho, following, carrying his armour and laughing at him.
Set down the shell of my renown, my armour, that wondrous case that must defend this body from vile enchanters, monsters, giants, fury. There, let him down by that most holy fountain, whilst, like a tortoise stripped of her defence, I crawl about and grovelling kiss the earth, till fate ordains the honour to retrieve 'em. Go, Sancho, go thou aside, my faithful squire, and pray. Squires have no other office in this ceremony.
Sancho lays down the armour.
Why, the truth on't is, sir, you'd have nicked me there to a hair, for my whole office has been to pray and fast ever since I came into your service. I have told my wife, Teresa, wonders of ye, that I am to be an earl and a governor, and the devil and all. But by the horse next the mill carries the grist. Mischiefs come by the pound, and go away by the ounce. God send me a good deliverance, I say. I am a fool, I find it.
No, if thou wouldst have thyself unravelled, thou art a mixture of knave and fool. The weights are often equal, but now, I think, the fool weighs down the balance. Thou art now a silly, desponding varlet.
Well, where nothing is, a little goes a great way, and an old dog will learn no tricks. What a devil do ye call this well a fountain for? And who the devil consecrated it, unless it be 2 or 3 dozen of bald-pated frogs I heard croaking in't?
Hark, I hear him coming.
A martial noise of drums and trumpets are heard within.
Away, I say, and do as I command thee. And if thou hast a prayer better than ordinary, that treats of knighthood and of brave exploits, perform it with a stomach, do it, as thou used to eat voraciously.
Why, there's another very pretty task too, a thing that would baffle the whole clergy, as I'm a true squire, to pray as heartily as one can eat. Spud, there's ne'er a priest in Christendom can do it.
I have a shrewd suspicion that this belly of thine, Sancho, will hinder thy preferment. Whenever the squire of a knight-errant gives himself to eating, honours fall off insensibly.
Why then the devil take all honours. A hungry horse makes an ill journey, and half a loaf is better than no bread. Rather than starve for a governorship, I'll be plain with you, sir.
Away, thou prater, I'll hear no more. Away, I say.
Exit Sancho grumbling. Enter drums and trumpets sounding. Then enter Vincent, crowned with laurel, and a scutcheon in his hand. Then Perez, Nicholas, hostess, Maritornes, with scutcheons. Then singers and dancers, representing knights of several orders, 2 and 2, carrying branches of laurel. They march solemnly round Don Quixote, who kneels, whilst Vincent puts a circle about his head and then speaks.
Thou god that lov'st loud drums that rattle, raw heads and bloody bones and battle, that triest with blows our sense of feeling, look down upon this mortal kneeling. Grant him honours with redundance, thumps and blows and kicks abundance, and when his bones all broken be this the type of victory.
Sticks the scutcheon in his circle. Don Quixote bows.
Proud giants let him better quell than when he from the windmill fell. No more may fish ponds drench his carcass, no waggish hosts make him a stark ass.
Sticks his scutcheon. Don Quixote bows.
Let no soul broker have a hand in the shaving of his understanding. Fame let him get at tilts and barriers, and never more be swinged by carriers.
Sticks his scutcheon. Don Quixote bows.
Claret no more for blood be spilling, nor no more costly wine-bags killing, lest some hard-fisted ostler flies out, or angry hostess scratches eyes out.
Sticks her scutcheon. Don Quixote bows.
May Dulcinea del Toboso, that likes his tawny biz but so-so, by being in her rigour lasting, get him more honour and more basting.
Sticks her scutcheon. And now all together round his head bear these words, the knight of ill-favoured face.
So now remove him, whilst these sons of fame, these knights that present the time's past glory, perform the rest of this high ceremony.
Here hostess and Maritornes raise up Don Quixote and lead him to the farther part of the stage and arm him. Then a dance is performed, representing knights errant killing a dragon, which ended, they bring Don Quixote to the front of the stage.
Now sing the song in praise of arms and soldiery.
Sing, all ye muses, your lutes strike round. When a soldier's a story, what tongue can want sound? Who danger disdains, wounds, bruises, and pains, when the honour of fighting is all that he gains. Rich profit comes easy in cities of store, but the gold is earned hard where the cannons do roar. Let's see how they run at the storming a town, through blood and through fire to take the half-moon. They scale the high wall, whence they see others fall. Thou heart's precious darlings, bright glory pursuing, the death's under foot, and the mine is just blowing. It springs, up they fly, yet more still supply, as bridegrooms to marry, they hasten to die, till fate claps her wings, and the glad tidings brings of the breach being entered, and then they're all kings. Then happy's she whose face can win a soldier's grace. They range about in state, like gods disposing fate. No luxury in peace, nor pleasure in excess, can parallel the joys the martial hero crown, when flushed with rage and forced by want, he storms a wealthy town.
Ladies, the last great honour now afford, and arm the champion with the spurs and sword.
Let this bright spur with prickly rowels, that wounds thy courser near the bowels.
Putting on the spurs.
Mind thee in thy adventures thick, how thou for women's rights should kick. So fortune, thou bold knightly Tony, send thee more wit and me more money.
About thy loins I gird this doughty blade, to fight thy battles and make foes afraid. Cudgel and cudgelled be no man's debtor. The more that stupid pate is mauled, the better. Thy fate defends thee from the pains of killing. Who has no brains is past all sense of feeling.
Then lastly, with this knightly thwack,
draws the sword and strikes him.
and these about thy sides and back, I dub thee for an arms professor, champion for war, and wrongs redresser. Once, twice, and thrice, now rise with grace, the knight of the ill-favoured face.
Don Quixote rises.
Sir Constable, the honour you have done me devotes me to your service during life. Show me a monster, giant or enchanter, though ne'er so huge or terrible, that has wronged thee, and ye shall see me make him do you justice, and lay his recreant head beneath your feet. And you, great princesses and illustrious beauties, that this great hour have done Don Quixote honour, lo, at your feet your knight offers his homage.
To Perez and Nicholas.
My grateful thanks likewise to you, my friends, by whom this sword and arm shall always be commanded.
All honour to the son of fame and brightest planets of knight-errantry, Don Quixote de la Mancha.
May his heroic deeds make Amadis de Gaul a trifler.
Don Belinsus of Greece and Felix Monte of Thyronia be mushrooms to the pine of his tall glory.
Good my lord, your excellence too much honours me, and so does your fair lady, of whom I must presume to beg one courtesy, additional, which is, a plaster, for with your lordship's too much zeal in drubbing me, I humbly do conceive my head is broke.
Most happy omen.
Yes, if it bled 3 drops.
It has 300. I feel 'em in my collar.
Run, Meritorns, fetch the unguentum album.
Most radiant princess, I shall trouble ye.
Why, truly, sir, since you have made me a great lady, I can't help being as proud as one. And to send a princess for a plaster is, in my opinion, a little undecent.
Oh, madam, your highness shall not need. I have one ready here in my pocket.
Pulls out his box. Enter Sancho hastily.
Oddsbodkins, if ever you'll see a fine sight as long as you live, come away quickly to the inn door.
How now, Sancho? Where's your obeisance to this noble knight?
Mum, I understand ye. Most noble emperor, this is to be. I kiss your majesty's foot.
'Tis well, my squire, but prithee, what sight is this thou hast seen at the castle gate?
Why, at the castle gate, then, since your will have it so, there's a dead man walked by in more state, and with greater noise about him than a London alderman, whose soul is gone to hell for usury, than he has, I say, when his son and heir hires a whole troop of blue-coat boys to sing psalms, and try if they can bawl it out again.
Oh, 'tis the funeral of Chrysostom that died for love. My lord Don Quixote, 'tis fit you should be there. Perhaps some adventure may show itself.
Your excellence counsels well. There may indeed, for now methinks I'm weary of soft ease, and long for some exploits to rouse my valour. Now, giants, monsters, tremble, for I come.
They put on his helmet.
To purge the world of vice by powerful arms, in spite of hell and necromantic charms.
Exit Don Quixote and Sancho.
The devil go with him. Must we lose our money for our wine after all then? For a jest? 'Tis life, I'll run after him and fetch him back.
No, no, pretty good hostess, let him alone now. I'll see thee paid upon the word of a priest. I'll be his pledge for once, for out of kindness to his family, I intend very suddenly, by a trick, to cure his frenzy and bring him home again.
The word of a priest. Thank ye, good sir. I desire no better security for all the wine in my cellar.
If there be any sport in it, you are sure of me, Mr. Curate.
Oh, thou art to be my chief engine, but more of that another time. Now let's to the funeral, and if I can but find my niece there.
We'll fuddle mine host tonight in his own castle, as Don Quixote calls it.
Ah, would I could see that, my jolly lads. I'd try your forces, i' faith.
And did I not do my speeches purely, Mr. Curate?
Aye, little Maritornes, that thou didst, I assure thee.
Exeunt. Scene 2, a deep grove. Enter Dorothea alone, dressed like a shepherd in mourning, and crowned with a cypress garland.
They come with sighs, and as half dead with sorrow, attend the body of the wretched Chrysostom, whilst I, that seem to mourn another's fate, dissolve in real tears to know my own. Poor Dorothea! Where are now the comforts that used to make thy days divinely happy? Where now are blessings from indulgent parents that used to smile upon thy morning duty, kiss thy refreshing cheeks, lean on thy bosom, and in soft rapture invoke heaven to guard thee? All gone, quite lost, thou art now a friendless vagabond, undone by love and by a man betrayed. For who could else undo an innocent maid? Forced in these groves among the stranger swains to waste a woeful life. O false Fernando! But hush! No more! They come.
Goes to meet 'em. Then re-enter Dorothea with Ambrosio, and enter shepherds and shepherdesses, crowned with cypress. Then the body of Chrysostom follows on a bier, crowned with a wreath, and covered with flowers. They march in solemn procession round the stage. Then the bier being set down in the midst of it, Ambrosio speaks.
Thus to the grave, the last retreat of mortals, has sad Ambrosio brought his dearest friend. Oh, that he could revenge his hapless death upon the cruel tigress that has caused it! With what pleasure would I fly to execute! Or could my breath blow plagues among the sex, and only amongst them, no male thing suffering, what rapture should I feel! But alas, I wish in vain. No pestilence can hurt 'em. One poisonous viper cannot hurt another. A woman is the plague, the hottest plague, and where they harbour breed contagion round 'em.
Dorothea, aside.
To me, I'm sure a man has been a greater and bred more desolation.
Enter Don Quixote and Sancho.
But, good Ambrosio, was this fair murderess thoroughly satisfied of your dead friend's affection?
Too well. There passed no minute of stealing time that he passed unemployed to do her service. He was a man the brightest of her sex, if they could e'er consider, would be proud of, an admirable scholar, rare musician, learned without pride, and valiant without passion. The elements were all so tempered in him that except love, his breast was still and calm, no gust within to ruffle his rare judgment. So knowing, too, and yet withal so modest, that though his reason could instruct great teachers, he never thought himself the wiser man.
He was indeed the wonder of his time.
O ye immortal powers! How comes it, then, that all this worth is thrown away on a woman? Woman that, as the poet nobly tells us, deceitful woman that will in time forestall the devil and be the damning of us all.
Don Quixote comes up to Ambrosio.
Bless us! What romantic thing have we got here?
I know not. He looks like the ghost of some murdered king in a tragedy. Prithee, observe the other two, that come slouching after him. That must be some rare fellow by his look.
By the mass, I admire him. I must go stare at them.
They stare at Sancho, and Sancho at them.
I am, sir, by profession a knight-errant, renowned for righting wrongs. My name's Don Quixote, otherwise called the Knight of the Ill-Favoured Face.
Faith, 'tis ill-favoured indeed. There you were in the right, in troth, Sir Knight.
And you must know, I am the renowned Sancho Panza, and this renowned knight's renowned squire, and, all in good time, am to be a renowned governor.
I have with wonder heard some part of your discourse, and therefore, as it is my duty, make request to know if you are wronged.
Some madman, sure.
He looks no better. Sir Knight, whoe'er you are, if you will have patience till we have performed the funeral ceremonies, I shall have time to answer. But till then—
With all my heart, most courteous knight, and will assist myself.
Enter Perez and Nicholas.
He's got hither before us, I see.
And I'll warrant they take him for some strange monster. How they stare and grin at Sancho.
perform the dirge, and let all the other rites be done in solemn order. And O thou dear best pattern of true friendship, accept this poor last tribute from a friend, whose love to thee was boundless as thy merit.
Kisses Chrysostom. Here a song is sung by a young shepherdess. Then they all dance a solemn dance, expressing despairing love. Then Ambrosio and others lay Chrysostom in the grave. Meanwhile a dirge is sung by a shepherd and shepherdess.
Young Chrysostom had virtue, sense, renown, and manly grace. Yet all, alas, were no defence against Marcella's face. His love that long had taken root, in doubt's cold bed was laid. Were she not warming at the shoot, the lovely plant decayed. Had coy Marcella owned a soul, half beauteous as her eyes, her judgment had her soul controlled, and taught her how to prize. But Providence that formed the fair, in such a charming skin, their outside made their only care, it never looked within.
Sleep, poor youth, sleep in peace, relieved from love and mortal care, whilst we that pine in life's disease, uncertain, blessedless, happy are. Couched in the dark and silent grave, no ills of fate thou now canst fear. In vain would tyrant power enslave, or scornful beauty be severe. Wars that do fatal storms disperse, far from thy happy mansion keep. Earthquakes that shake the universe can't rock thee into sounder sleep. With all the charms of peace possessed, secure from life's torment or pain, sleep and indulge thyself with rest, nor dream thou ever shalt rise again. Past is thy fear of future doubt, the sun is from the dial gone, the sands are sunk, the glass is out, the folly of the farce is done.
Oh, I shall choke with a revengeful spleen against the cursed she that robbed me of this jewel. Each single ray of whole transparent virtue outshined 1,000,000 of those counterfeits, those dull, false pebbles, women.
My uncle, as I live, how shall I shun him?
Exit.
I'm sure 'tis she. I know her by that blush.
Follow her close, then the game lies just before ye.
Exeunt.
Sir, to me there is no brighter jewel than a woman, and he that dares affirm my peerless mistress, sweet Dulcinea de Toboso, is a pebble, is but a turf himself, and holds his soul at nothing.
This is rare stuff.
Some officer, sure, grown frantic.
The squire governor, too, looks with the same air.
What a plague do these frogs in green liveries grin at? A knight-errant to these fools now, I warrant, is as strange a sight as a rhinoceros. Ho, ho, ha, ha, laugh on, boobies. There's some difference, sure, between a kite and a pismire. What a pox! Earldoms are not got by keeping of sheep. Ho, 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 ha.
Enter Marcella.
Ah, here's some wonderful adventure. What beauteous vision's this?
Oons, if this should be some empress or queen now, and my government at my elbow before I'm aware.
By heaven, 'tis she, the very charming devil that has done all this mischief.
Great cause thou hast to wonder, rash Ambrosio, that I, who from my infancy devoted to solitude, have shunned all human converse, should now, unasked, expose my person here. But know I do it to defend my honour against the poisonous slander of vile tongues, who render me the cause of their unrest, and the late death of thy ill-fated friend.
O tigress of more cruel and fell kind than ever yet in Afric deserts bred, canst thou defend thyself?
Yes, and with justice too. His death was caused by his obstinate folly.
Of loving thee too well. O barbarous women, the sacred powers above have lent you beauty to give delight, not kill, though it had power. Yet you all, filled with the old serpent's primitive mischief, knowing that power, convert it to our ruin.
O silly men, that knowing then our mischiefs, will yet turn amorous coxcombs to provoke us.
Thou very devil in an angel's shape, thou know'st it was the fate of my dear friend. He could not help his loving thee.
Why then, thou very fool in thy own shape, the less my obligation? Who is obliged to one for any courtesy that cannot help the doing it?
Yet dost not pity him?
Pity's the child of love, and I ne'er yet loved any of your sex. I might have some compassion for his death, but still the occasion of it moves my mirth.
The occasion of it? Why then, strange cruelty? Art thou not the occasion? Did he not die for thee?
For me? No, certainly. Was he not a man, one grounded too in knowledge, a philosopher, dressed in the pride of all those glittering arts that raise your sex, you think, so much above us? Poor ignorant women, I warrant he despised us in his heart. Toys, puppets, fashioned only for the pleasure, mirth, and convenience of lordly man. And could he die for love? Fie, 'tis impossible. Whoever knew a wit do such a thing?
Triumphant mischief, have you no remorse?
I rather look on him as a good actor, that practising the art of deep deceit, as whining, swearing, dying at your feet, cracked some life artery with an overstrain, and died of some male mischief in the brain.
Ah, plague! I find now this is no queen. This woman is too much a tattler to be of any great quality.
Peace, bottlehead.
Oh, that some power would bless me with a charm to plague thy heart as thou hast tortured his, that thou mightst feel the force of those hot flames that burnt the life out of the noble Chrysostom.
But since your words have no bewitching arts, no charm your person, nor your eyes no darts, happy Marcella, who no danger fees, untouched by love, does neither burn nor freeze.
His merit, though not mine, would inspire love in any generous woman.
That's as she prized it. Men will be vain and value their own parts, but 'tis our fancy that bestows our hearts. Merit is what we love. Sometimes a fool outdoes the philosopher in a woman's school, but if she's wilful and has no remorse, believe me, fool, 'twill be in vain to force.
Heaven! Why did our creation come by women? Can mankind be no other way increased?
No other way, so set your heart at rest.
We doubt 'em, even whilst in their arms we lie. Prospect of cares we find, but none of joy.
Pish! Now I laugh at ye, you know you lie.
Smiling scornfully.
Beauty you as your greatest bliss pursue. Feign what you can, nay, fool, we know it too. Fair is my face, my liberty my own. I will accept no love, nor promise none, nor pity any would my peace betray, though there should die 10,000 in a day.
Once to revenge this lover that lies dead, grant ye immortal powers that I may wed. I'll quell the pride of your rebellious race, form woman new, and make her know her place.
Hear him, sweet heaven, and let his comfort be armed with another soul like that in me, a soul that too fond passion ne'er confined, but knows the cheats of all his cozening kind. Your rage, weak sir, will slenderly prevail. My rule's effectual, and it cannot fail. Our easy natures oft with pride you vex, but know that I was born to plague your sex, formed to attract and featured to excel. Beauty's a charm gainst which you want a spell. When heaven conveys such influence to you, correct with awful frowns and make me sue. But whilst your fate submitted to my sway, I know my power, and men shall obey.
Exit.
D'ye hear the insolent shepherds, you that were friends to the brave Chrysostom? 'Sdeath! Shall she brave us thus? For shame, run some of ye, and bring her back. Let's make her have some sense of her barbarity at least.
They offer to follow her, and Don Quixote draws and opposeth.
Let no one dare to follow her on his life. I find she does but justice to her sex, that are too often much abused by ours. Therefore, as I profess myself knight-errant, 'tis fit that I protect her.
You protect her?
Knights, I will do it, and more than that against ye all.
That he will, frogs, and against 100 more of ye, for all your grinning.
Oons, what do the bedlams mean? Come, friends, let's bind him, and put him into the dark. The fools are distracted.
I'll try how sound your senses are, Sir Dogbolt.
Fight here, and Don Quixote and Sancho beat 'em all off. Then re-enter Don Quixote and Sancho, strutting.
There's for your grinning rogues. I think I'm even with ye now. Wounds, what a fine thing fighting is, when a man is sure of having the better of it. And what a delicate difference there is between a Toledo blade and a sheep-hook. But come, sir, let's get away, for fear they rally. Spud, I think I behaved myself bravely.
Why, troth, if thou couldst but keep thy eyes open a little better, thou mightst in time come to do something. But a plague on thee! Thou fightest as a crab crawls, backwards. For instead of giving him a sidelong thump just now, if I had not stepped quick aside, thou had struck my knighthood o'er the pate. But, however, thou mean'st well, I dare swear, and I believe fight'st as well as thou canst. And he's no braver that subdues a host than he is that stands still and keeps his post.
Exeunt. End of Act 2. Act 3 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 1, by Thomas D.F.A. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 3, Scene 1, The Inn. Enter Perez and Dorothea.
Ah, I beg ye for my mother's sake, or if ever you loved poor Dorothea, when with her prattling infant innocence and springing beauty in its early blossom, she used to please, by both I do conjure you, let me not see my father.
Trust to me. You must to your past crime add a greater, by hateful disobedience.
Oh, I shall die with shame. Alas, I left him alone, unfriended, warped with age and sorrow. That good old man, that kind, indulgent father, I shall never dare, forlorn as now, to meet his eyes again. Barbarous Fernando! That false, cruel tyrant, pleased with the spoils of my dear virgin honour, has ravished that blessed sight for ever from me.
Had you no contract from this false Fernando?
In vows and oaths 1,000, I was too artless to desire him more. Heavens, he would swear till he was black in the face, dissemble 6 long hours by the clock, and when he vowed the truth of his affection, the protestations came so fast and thick, so fierce withal, and eager in expressing, that I've been fain to let him kiss and breathe, for fear the thronging lies should suffocate him.
Yet after all this, to pretend to marry Luscinda, nay, forge a false letter from her to her betrothed love Cardenio, implying she had deserted him, and then sacrilegiously steal her from a nunnery to which she fled for sanctuary, is such a stain to his nobility as wants example. And rather than not have justice done thee, girl, I resolve the court shall know it.
To marry Luscinda, there's the dart that stung me. Oh, let all virgins by my fate take warning, and never more believe that faithless sex.
Come, no more tears. A cause so just as thine can never want an advocate.
'Twas that heartbreaking news that stabbed me most. So that forgetting father, sex, and honour, in this disguise I was resolved to seek him, and either cause him to perform his vows, or die in the pursuit of my desire.
Enter Nicholas.
The Lady Luscinda shall be instantly informed of his treachery, and what interest I can make against him thou art assured of. Come, let's about it. How now? Thy face seems to have some surprise in it. Is there any news stirring?
Yes, and some that will surprise you indeed, or I'm mistaken. As I was standing at my post without, to give you the better opportunity of discourse, who should I see below at the inn door but Don Fernando in the habit of a nun, a lady with him.
Strange fortune. Art thou sure 'twas he?
Oh heaven, how my heart throbs!
I saw his face, and also guessed the lady to be the fair Luscinda. There's some strange difference between them, for by her actions she seemed much dissatisfied. Hark, they are coming up this way. Step but into the next room, you may discover more.
Do so, good niece, and let's observe them. Then, when thou seest thy opportunity, appear, and charge him boldly. I'll not be far off.
Nay, I will speak to him, though death attends it.
Exeunt. Enter Fernando, and Luscinda in the habit of a nun.
Is there no end of your impiety? Have nunnery walls, strong gates, nor iron bars, nay, nor the deity adored within, to whom I fled for help in my distress, not power enough to hinder one man's wickedness? You sacred powers, have you forgot your justice, that you send none to succour poor Luscinda?
The powers you speak of, madam, that knew what's better for ye than ye did for yourself, you see, assisted me in my design.
O impious wretch, dare you think heaven assisting in wicked actions? No, 'twas the aid of hell in some cursed minute. When all good angels slept, or else stood neuter.
Hell, madam, what has hell to do in love affairs? The devil is foe professed to amity. No, my sole aid was my own prosperous genius, courage, attempt, and fortune to succeed. This gave me power to scale your nunnery walls, and recompense my love which spoils of beauty.
Have you no conscience? You are of noble blood, and in your veins should run a stream of virtue that should distribute justice through your soul. Cardenio was your friend, my betrothed husband, and in severing us, you do not only fix a foul stain upon your house's honor, but violate the laws of all humanity.
Why then, let that most great and strong omnipotence, that to my fame's confusion makes me love, answers for all my crimes. I love Luscinda, and 'tis in vain to tell me the mischiefs I have done. I know 'em all. I know I have been treacherous to Cardenio, false to my friend, but 'twas for love of thee. I own I forged a letter in thy name, which caused his sad distraction and ruin, but thou wert still the cause. Nay, more than that, thy beauty made me a traitor to an innocent virgin. Forget my vows, break all my oaths and promises, and leave her pregnant with heart-breaking sorrow, and love's dear load, the trophy of my conquest, to follow still my headlong fate and thee.
Oh, heaven! And can you own all this without a blush? A scarlet blush to stain your cheeks forever?
Why shouldst I deny it? I still have too much honor to dissemble. I've told this truth only to let thee see the power of thy attractions. And my love, think what the man would do for thee, when his, that could do all these mighty ills to get thee. If thou wouldst have me virtuous, do but love me. The miracle it wrought, for 'tis a sacred verity. What sins soever love drives me to commit, thou art the certain cause. And since I know the scruples which the priests call honorable affects you women more than love or fortune, take there my hand, and be this hour my wife. I vow it most religiously.
No, kill me rather, and wed me to the grave. I'll die 1,000 deaths rather than falsify one sacred vow, or the least particle of plighted faith to my beloved Cardenio.
Keep, then, that faith for him. Give me but the reward that my desire and services deserved, and I'll be satisfied.
Vile wretch, would you dishonor me?
Not I, by heaven. Your stubborn obstinacy and faulty noise, these may perhaps dishonor ye, not I. I'll be as secret as the virgin's blush, that with a rosy tincture paints her cheeks, when trembling she consents.
You will not force me, rash as you are, young and ungovernable. You dare not be so base.
Oh, thou needst not fear it. Thou wilt be kind, and give me no occasion. I must confess, it is not with my liking to cater, for my love as satyrs do. Beauty's most sweet to me that's won with patience. Heart-burnings, dangers, plottings, and contrivances. I'll wait on thee, and watch thee into yielding. Tire thee with sighs, and mould the soft with kisses. Dress the dear banquet with industrious skill, that I may hereafter feed with greater pleasure.
Come, come, my lord, let reason take its place, and let these flowing tears quench your hot blood. Remember who you are, what I am too, then you must do me justice.
And you must do it to me. Remember who thou art. I do most sensibly. Thou art mine by a double right, by your father's consent first, and next by stratagem. You'll urge, perhaps, you are betrothed to another, fled to a nunnery to perform your vow, and I that forced you from it act strange sacrilege. But I, sweet creature, am not of that opinion. Are those dear eyes that warm all hearts with passion, that lovely face and body, fit for a nunnery? Fie, sweet! 'Tis contradiction to the intent of Providence, that gave thee beauty to delight and love. A nunnery ere in 2 days' time would kill thee, make thy plump youth lean as anatomy, and prayer would waste thee into a consumption.
Ah, never think to move me with your fallacies. I'm fixed as fate.
'Twas sacrilege to love, not to have freed thee, and treason to myself, had not I loved. As for the failure to my friend, 'tis trivial. When beauty charms, friendship avails but little, and, I may think, had the occasion offered, Cardenio would have done the same to me.
Oh no, he was too good, too true a friend. See me, my lord, thus prostrate at your feet. If ever pity lodged within your bosom, if human nature or sense of honor have not quite left your soul, and the brute entered, by all the sacred powers, I do implore ye to desist from your bad purpose, for be assured I will never consent.
Luscinda kneels and weeps.
What sudden shock was that? A bolt of ice, methought, shot through my heart. I'm cold, as if an agile fit had seized me. Ha! What am I doing? What lovely tears are those? I find I'm but a squeamish whoremaster. I am not hardened enough to go through with it. Ah, that sparkling glance has shot new fire again into my soul, and I would dwell upon this breast forever. O thou great God of love, that rulest our passions, commandst our wills to baffle reason, honor, virtue, religion, fame, and all morality. Influence her bosom with thy hottest flame, and let her feel thy power.
Enter Dorothea.
I am come.
Ha! What art thou?
I am what you called for, love. Or if you please to have me use another nomination, to express all tender attributes of passion in sorrows, sighs, and tears, I'm Dorothea.
Dorothea? By heaven! 'Tis she dropped out of clouds, I think.
A very angel, sure, sent to relieve me.
I am a messenger from him you invoked, who gives you strict commands to obey his laws, and, in a more especial manner, constancy. For breach of that his dreadful vengeance punishes much more than all the rest. This I am come to tell ye.
You are come very opportunely indeed. You have nicked the time, that I might needs say.
Oh, my dear lord, the joy I have to see ye exceeds my sorrow to have heard what's past, for I have heard it all.
Why then have you heard enough in conscience, a plague of my hot head, that could not consider the inconvenience of a damned inn, when a love intrigue was going forward, for when I know I must expect your hatred.
Oh, heaven, my hatred? What for a small frailty, a slight forgetfulness which all young men have naturally when their loves are absent? To remedy which, and to prevent such danger in this disguise, through groves and plains I fought ye, left parents, kindred, friends, and all the world to follow my dear lord.
And now ye have found me, I shall beg one favour.
You may command my life.
'Tis this, then, to leave me instantly.
Oh, that's not in my power till I am dead. I'm bound by oath, as you are, to the contrary. But that I e'er can hate ye is impossible. No, no, my lord, what would make other women loathe and detest has no effect on me. What though I see you cling to that young beauty, dote on her looks, and languish for her favours, it moves not me. I know too well my power. I am as fair as she, as young, as charming, formed for the pleasure of my dearest lord, blessed too with virtue, constancy, and duty equal to her or any of my sex, and when he pleases he'll return to me. In the meantime I will not grudge the kisses he gives others, but love him for my own.
You shall have small occasion, madam, to grudge me.
I know it, madam, for you are wise and fair, and know to take another's right injurious. This is my lord, my dear, my betrothed husband.
So, now all's out. I never was so tricked in all my life. I know not what to say to her.
Madam, I hope you will not think me rude if I desire a little privacy. I have 1,000 passionate things to say fit for no ear but his.
With all my soul.
Is going, and he stops her.
Oh, I must beg your pardon. The jest must not go so far neither.
Nay, let her go, my lord. Am I not here, the happy she that you were once fond of? What can you seek from her I cannot give you? Remember, oh remember, the dear hours when with transporting passion you have sued for such an opportunity, when every visitant was irksome as a fever, each flying a minute tedious and too long, and all your prayers and wishes were addressed to invoke night, that we might be alone. And can I now be troublesome?
'Sdeath, I shall ne'er hold out. I find I'm softening. Her pretty pleading eyes and charming tongue melt me. I know not how.
Luscinda aside.
Blessed accident. There's pity in his look. She wins upon him.
Madam, my lord has thought on't now, and you may retire if you please.
Art thou resolved to ruin thyself? Darest thou provoke my anger?
Not by my will, heaven knows. I'd lose my life to please ye.
Too credulous fool! How couldst thou believe I would affront my quality by mixing with thy lowness?
I was not basely born. Besides, could boast a noble value in my face and virtue, which made Don Fernando think me worthy of him, and raise me to his love, which, while life lasts, I will preserve for ever.
Why, wilt thou add to my misery by obstinacy? Poor creature, I shall kill thee.
Why then no harmless dove or tender infant will ever die so patient. Death I long have courted, and should you stab my too fond heart this instant, you should perceive me smile to meet the blow. Make me your slave, put round my neck a chain, wear my poor arms with fetters to the bone, torture this body where your image lies with cruelties unpractised. And what's worse than all, before my face act kindness to another. You are my fate, which still I must pursue, to shew the world what constant love can do.
And might I choose a wife 'mongst yon bright host of radiant angels, thee I'd prefer before 'em?
Runs and embraces her.
Oh, thou dear charmer, thou hast once more won me, cured my dull sight, and made me see my folly, shot thy imperfections to my heart so strongly, they shall live there for ever.
Oh, killing joy!
Ah, now, my lord, I honour ye. This was a noble conquest over your passions.
Ah, madam, 'tis with shame I bend my knee to beg your pardon for my brutal folly. I was enchanted, mad.
Not more, my lord. You have it.
Heaven, what a thing is man when reason leaves him! But I'll retrieve my fame by my new services. I'll seek Cardenio out, heal his love-sick frenzy, and fraught with joys, present him to your arms.
Sure, without some allay, my heart can't bear these transports of true pleasure.
By heaven, my breast is so overcharged with joy, there is no room for thought. Call all below there. I'll have 1,000 witnesses of my new contract and repeat vows.
My uncle Perez, that with diligent care found me among the shepherds, is within, and waits with impatience, I know, my coming out.
That good man, then, shall join our hands this instant fast, forever. Lead the way, Luscinda, whilst I and my unvalued blessings follow. O my best life, how could I talk of killing thee, thou tenderest, sweetest good? But with love's balm I'll heal the hurt my rude expressions gave. I was thy tyrant, but am now thy slave.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Mountains and rocks at the end of the deep grove. Enter a barber with a basin on his head, and carrying trimming instruments, followed by Don Quixote and Sancho mounted at distance. Barber sings,
with my strings of small wire. Odds diggers, this was a rare contrivance to keep me from the rain. The shower would have peppered me else, faith.
Stand, insolent knight, and yield that precious helmet, or thou diest.
Helmet? O Lord, what do you mean, sir? What helmet?
That which thou bearest, wretch. The golden helmet of Mambrino.
Mambrino? Odds heart, sir, I know no such man. I am a barber, sir, and going to trim a gentleman in the next town here. I never use a helmet. This is nothing but a basin, sir.
Ah, darest thou dispute? Prepare then for the combat.
Goes to thrust at him.
Help! Murder! Murder! Odds heart lickens, is the devil in the man?
Runs off, and lets the basin fall, and Don Quixote takes it up.
Heyday, what a plague are you doing now? Zounds, will he rob the poor barber?
What barber, jolthead? Do you not see the treasure I am master of, for which I've watched so many nights and days, and oft resolved to lose my life or purchase? This is the precious helmet of Mambrino, rascal, which I have got as the spoils of victory, from the renowned Knight of the 3 Roses.
From the Knight of the 3 Razors, you have indeed.
Is it not rare? Dost not admire the workmanship?
Why, troth, sir, the basin, I must needs say, is as clever a basin as a man would desire to be lathered in. But as for any great workmanship that I see in the basin...
Basin? What basin, sot? I tell thee, 'tis a helmet.
A helmet? Ha! 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 What? Is this a helmet?
A famous one, and made of Spanish gold. In value worth a province, only there wants a buyer.
Only you want brains, rather, say? Ha! 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 And so this helmet, you say, is all gold. So it is.
Of purest gold, by art too made impenetrable.
Ah! Ah! Very good. Why, then I know where the wind sits. But of little meddling comes great ease. Let not the fault of the ass be laid upon the pack saddle. Every herring must hang by its 1 gills, and he that hears much and speaks not at all is welcome both in bower and hall, and he that
has the tail and cloven feet, take thee for a blockhead. Art thou stringing thy proverbs again, and a pox take thee, without head or tail to 'em? Look out there, dolt, and see who's coming. If my eyes dazzle not, here's an adventure will give occasion to employ this helmet.
Pray heaven we meet no more carriers. My bones ache still with the last combat of honour, but I think, if my eyes inform right, here is no great fear of a quarrel. These people are all bound to the peace already.
Enter Palameque, Quatrezo, Lope Ruiz, Martinez, Tenorio, and Guinness de Pasamonte, chained as galley slaves, with 2 officers and other soldiers guarding them.
Bless me! What scene of cruelty is this? Dost thou observe how they've chained and bound these honest people?
Honest people? What a plague! Are ye blind again? Zoons, don't you see that these are rogues, condemned for some notorious crimes, and forced by the king to serve in the galleys?
Force, Sancho! The king can force nobody. I must examine this.
Nay, if you come to examining once, he's like to be fine work.
Pedro, go before to the inn at the bottom of the hill yonder, and bring hither some wine and a manchet, that we may refresh a little. The heat of the day and the dust have almost choked me.
Exit Pedro. To Guinness.
Come you, Sir Thief of more than common mark. What are you employing yourself about? What are you gnawing of your chain? Ha!
Gnawing it? Why do you make an ostrich of me? Do you think I can digest iron? Confound the world! You know well enough, I suppose, the strength of the necklace I wear here, or you would not be so rusty. I should teach you another manner of speech if my 10 pickers were at liberty. But come, 'tis well enough. There's no more to be said.
Sir, hold your tongue, and leave swelling, lest I make St. Andrew's cross upon your pate.
By this man's inhumanity, Sancho, I do perceive these wretches have great need of my assistance. Therefore I have some thoughts to free them.
The devil you will!
It falls out fitly for my knightly function to succour the distressed. Therefore no more of your proverbial fooleries. I tell thee I'll make them free as air.
Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! Why, pray, sir, consider a little. You are going to free these rogues from the galleys, and the Holy Brotherhood will send us thither in their places. Oh, that ever I was born! Oons, consider, good sir, consider what you're doing.
Thou foulest insect, canst thou fear the Brotherhood when I am by thee? Follow me, I say, and courageously too, or by the star of my hopes, my fairest Dulcinea de Toboso, I'll spit thee like a frog.
Oh, what will become of me? Sart, I shall have the grim fellow's sword in my guts within this 2 minutes.
Captain, as a knight-errant on whose sacred office depends the laws of executing justice, and consequently to be well informed in the case of the afflicted, I request to know the reason why these men are carried thus, for if my judgment has informed me right, 'tis much against their wills.
Against their wills, sir, why, troth, I think there need no great dispute to be made of that. I suppose there are few malefactors so very stout-hearted to go to the galleys with their own consent.
Generous sir, your answer is ingenuous, and I beseech you, therefore, give me leave to add a little to this obligation, and know from you, before you pass on further, the nature of their several crimes.
Oh, He's got into his examinations, and the devil can't hinder him.
The nature of their crimes, ha ha!
Viewing Don Quixote, aside.
What has he got on his head there? A basin? Who the devil is this scarecrow, I wonder? A man would take him for one of the knights of the Round Table if 'twere not for his brazen headpiece there. The nature of their crimes, ha, ha, ha! My faith, Sir Knight, or Sir Errant, or what you please to call yourself, I'm not at leisure to give you a 6 hours' information of their several affairs, but if you think fit to take a brief relation from themselves there, they are. I shall have patience till my comrade comes, and so your servant, good night of the basin, ha, 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 ha.
Captain, your courtesy obliges me.
To Palameque.
Well, friend, what adverse planet or odd turn of fortune has made thee wear that collar,
Love, sir.
Love? Can there be such barbarity in nature to chain the brave and make 'em slaves for loving? Heaven! I myself had been long since in the galleys if love had been a crime that could condemn me. No, no, dear brother, set thy heart at rest, whilst there's a lover's arm and conquering sword to strike in thy defence. For this thou shalt not suffer.
Embracing the slave.
Ay, but good sir, your patience. My love was not the sort that you conjecture, for you must know, sir, I was in love with a parcel of gold plate, and that so desperately that hugging on it too closely, had not the commissary took me napping, I believe we had joined affections till this hour.
Look ye, sir, the lover there has opened his case very plainly. He that handles a thorn shall prick his fingers. Your dear brother has told ye he's no better than a thief, in a few words.
The function discovers wit in it, however, blockhead, and history tells us some have made themselves great by it. The wise Lacedaemonians had none but thieves in their privy council. But let that pass now.
To Lope Ruiz.
My young stripling, what say you to the matter? How came you strung here? What brought your neck to the yoke?
The king's evil, sir.
How so? Can the law punish thee for a disease?
No, no, sir. Want of money, and ill friends. That's the evil I mean.
Gad, thou'rt in the right, brother. That's a king's evil indeed.
So that's his brother too. He'll pick up a world of relations amongst these honest people.
My fault was nothing. Only a slip of the tongue. A little perjury or so. But having no money, and a damned covetous lawyer, that would let no man swear falsely but himself, I could not get it off. So was sent hither.
'Twas hard, troth, brother. But come to the next in order.
To Quartrezzo.
What says your thoughtful neighbour there? What's he in for?
Why, for a few hot words the law called treason. I hate the government, and I spoke my mind.
There's a brave fellow for ye now.
Oh, a very brave fellow indeed.
Aside.
Damned rogue, I warrant. The gallows groans for him.
His brother there too has the selfsame kidney. There are not two such traitors in all Spain.
Gad, a mettled fellow that too, I warrant him. And who knows but some villainous lie of some court pimp or other has brought him into this condition? Gad, I have seen many a priest that has not had so honest a look.
Nay, he's an honest person without doubt. Oh, Lord, now do I begin to tremble.
But come to the text. What says my old friend here? What unkind star, what strange malevolence brings that grey beard to this calamity? Thy aspect does seem wise, and I should guess thy occupation had been noble too.
It has, sir, and most antient. I have been now this 50 years aboard. But that brought me not here, sir. 'Twas foolish curiosity to know simples dealing in herbs, wax, crooked pins and needles, which the vulgar said they found in sheep and children. This brought me hither. To be plain, sir, I am hampered now for witchcraft.
Oh, a small matter, a thing of nothing.
For witchcraft? 'Twas there then the devil owed thee an ill turn. Thy bawdling trade was honourable enough. Great ministers and court matrons have been bawds. The occupation is of ancient standing. But now, to the last, here is, methinks, a fellow that has a written volume in his face of actions wonderful, changed more too than the rest. The reason, Captain?
The reason? Why, the reason is because that's the very devil of a fellow. His name is Jean de Pafamonte, a most notorious villain that has done more mischief alone than all the rest have, and besides so plaguey strong that we are not sure he's fast enough for all he's chained so.
Faith, he's a fine person to look on. His face and whiskers would become knight-errantry extremely. Pray, look up, sir. And as the rest have done, be pleased to tell me how the galleys chance to be honoured with your company.
Oh, sir, for that your humble servant, 'tis no thing to me. They have been honoured with that before. Now, sir, I know how the water and bucket will agree with my hot stomach.
What? For some duel of honour, I warrant? Some governor's proud nephew killed by thy noble hand?
No, no, sir. My hand was employed another way. I was condemned for 7 years, the first time for ravishing my sister. Confound the world, I liked her, and there's an end on't.
Oh, there's another very honest fellow, too.
And now I'm going thither for robbing a church. I had occasion for the plate and ornaments to raise some money to buy my whore a petticoat, and just as I had got 'em, the devil sent the priests to stop me. But I just gagged and hamstringed that poor fool, fought through the town, and had nor a whole troop of dragoons that were by chance mustering fallen upon me. I and my purchase have been now at liberty.
Very good. Did you never hear of a thing called conscience, pray, friend?
Conscience? What's that? The itch? I had it when I was a boy, I remember.
Sancho aside.
Oh, Lord, conscience, the itch. Here's a damned son of a whore for ye. And so then, I warrant, honest Gymes, you would fleece me too upon occasion, were you loose, and I had a good booty.
No, no, thou look'st too much like a thief thyself. Thou shouldst pass free. We always spare one another.
There's for you, Buffle. By the honour of knighthood, thou deservest thy freedom, if 'twere but for that jest. Give me thy hand.
I have use for them, but there's my foot at your service.
Kicks him.
Oh, I cry thee mercy. I see thou art manacled. But, prithee, don't be angry, friend. Hark ye, what wouldst say now if I should give thee liberty?
Nothing.
Why so?
Because an impossibility offered by a fool deserves no answer from a wise man.
Ha, 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 ha. There, I think, sir, your brother Gymes was even with you, too.
That thou shalt see presently, and whether to our profession anything is impossible. Sir Captain, I have with care examined all you prisoners, and find, though there are several heinous faults committed, for which the law should punish 'em, yet the main stroke of justice belongs to heaven, and to heaven's vengeance therefore let us leave 'em. And, since I am by oath bound to relieve 'em, as wretches and distressed, let me entreat you, as a respect to me, to give 'em liberty.
Liberty, what a plague! Would you have me set the king's prisoners at liberty? Oons, who would be mad then? No, no, good Sir Errant, march on your way, and settle your basin right there. Free the king's prisoners, that were a good one, faith.
Your pate shall want a basin, Captain Scoundrel.
Knocks him down and disarms him.
Run, Sancho, and help Gines. Now, peerless Dulcinea, aid thy knight. Unfetter Gines, dear Sancho.
Now can't I deny him for the soul of me, though heaven knows what mischief will come on't.
Here Sancho trips up another's heels, then unfetters Gines, then they all release one another, then they strip the captain, who runs off, then enter second officer with wine. Gines seizes it, strips him, throws all the rest down on one another, and beats him.
Oh, the devil! What's here to do? Treason, treason! Murder, murder!
Now let the world declare whether knight-errantry is not the noblest of all sciences.
Struts about.
Or whether noble squires of knight-errants ought not to be earls and governors of islands.
Struts about.
Huzzah! Liberty, liberty! Thanks to the noble knight-errant! Liberty, liberty! Huzzah!
Thanks to our noble and valiant Redeemer, here's to his health. And brothers, let's entertain him with a song. Confound the world, dear Redeemer, we are no more rogues than the rest of mankind. All the world are rogues, and deserve the galleys as much as we. Come, sing the song to that purpose, brother. When the world first knew creation, a rogue was a top profession. When there were no more in all nature but four, there were two of them in transgression. And the seeds are no less, since that you may guess, but have in all ages been growing apace. There's lying and thieving, craft, pride and deceiving, rage, murder and roaring, rape, incest and whoring, branch out from one stock the rank vices in vogue, and make all mankind one gigantical rogue.
View all human generation, you will find in every station, lean virtue decays, whilst interest sways, the ill genius of the nation. All are rogues in degrees, the lawyer for fees, the courtier le cringe, and alderman squeeze, the cantor, the toper, the church interloper, the punk and the practice of piety groper. But of all, he that fails our true rights to maintain, and deserts the cause royal, is deepest in grain.
He that first to mend the matter made laws to bind our nature should have found a way to make wills obey, and have modelled new the creature, for the savage in man from original ran, and in spite of confinement now reigns as before. Here's preaching and praying and reason displaying, yet brother with brother is killing and slaying. Then blame not the rogue that free sense does enjoy, then falls like a log and believes he shall lie.
I do acknowledge, sir, your musical courtesy, and am well pleased to see your gratitude. Yet one thing more I must enjoin, without which the rest appears as nothing.
Anything. Confound the world. Dear Redeemer, command anything.
'Tis this, that you all, loaden with that chain from which I now have freed ye, go instantly to the great city of Toboso, and there, before my mistress Dulcinea, present yourselves, letting her know her beauty's slave, Don Quixote de la Mancha, has sent you to her to inquire her health.
Toboso.
Dulcinea.
Inquire her health?
And how far is this Toboso off, good sir?
Not above 1,000 leagues. Not very far. 'Tis a very pretty message, truly.
Confound the world! Do you know what you say, sir, to desire us to go 1,000 leagues? Oons! We must hide ourselves in the mountains hereby, for fear of being taken. We must shun all roads and cities.
How's that? Dare you disobey my commands, rascal?
Rascal, keep good words in your mouth. Do you hear, friend? We are no sheep.
Good sir, come away whilst you are well. That devilish Gines has mischief in his heart, I see by his looks.
We can't go to the Boso. Not we. That's in short night.
No, knight, we'll go to no Toboso. If you have a wench there, and any news for her, you may send it by your booby there. We thank ye for your kindness, but...
But, ungrateful slave, I'll make thee go thyself, and like a cur, too, with thy chain betwixt thy legs. Fall on, Sancho, let's chastise these villains.
Oh, mercy on us! What will become of us now?
Here Don Quixote sets upon 'em. They run to a heap of stones, and knock both him and Sancho down, and beat 'em.
Come, sirs, the coast is clear. Now let's away.
Follow me, boys. I'll carry ye where ye may skulk securely. To a plump doxy here hard by of mine shall cheer your hearts with kisses and good wine.
Exeunt. End of Act 3. Act 4 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 1, by Thomas D.F.A. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 4, Scene 1. The Mountain of Sierra Morena continues. Don Quixote and Sancho appear lying along on the ground.
Sancho? Son Sancho, art thou asleep?
Oh, yes, upon a down bed the governor lies, as you see here, stretched at his ease, thanks to your most invincible arm, only with some 200 or 300 bruises of state upon his bones. I have got my earldom, and a load of honour now, or else the devil's in't.
Look ye, Sancho, I have often told thee these successes of chivalry cannot always be of one degree or value, so that though naturally, as it may happen, a kingdom or a continent may drop into a knight-errant's mouth, and an earldom or a province into his squire's, so sometimes too they may chance to meet with carriers' pickstaves, giants like windmills, thumps with stones, and the like. Nor are they to grumble or repine at the variety of accidents, because they are liable to our profession.
Profession? Oons, yours is the devil of a profession. Besides all your accidents, I mean your ill ones, for good ones I despair of, are a plague on't, all of your own making. Would anyone with an ounce of brains, after he had miraculously done such an exploit, have pretended to force those rude rogues to go 1,000 leagues off, upon a sleeveless errand to the devil, to Toboso, I know not where. Ah!
Very well, Sancho, talk on again. The smarting of thy bones, I do perceive, has made thee sharp and witty.
Sancho grins at him.
Come, sir, babbling curs never want for ears. 'Tis but an ill procession where the devil carries the candle. He that speaks does sow, and he that holds his tongue may reap. I think I pay dear enough for't, for I do talk.
I confess thou hast reason, as I have, to resent it. But who could expect such ingratitude after so good a turn?
Who? Wounds! Who could expect otherwise from such honest people? Haven't you heard often enough the old proverb, save a thief from the gallows, and he shall be the first to hang ye? Ah, plague of your brethren, your brother Gines of Pasamonte, the devil pass him, has made me black and blue on my left side here. But let it go, the governor will be wiser one day.
If a desponding puppy were fit to make a governor of, I say that for thee, Sancho, thou wouldst make a rare one. But come, I'll not anger thee now, because I know thou art in pain. Prithee, come hither, and see how many cheek-teeth and others they have beaten out here, for it seems to me that my mouth is quite empty.
Aye, there's some other part of your head empty, too, besides your mouth, if I am not mistaken. But come, let's see.
Peeps in's mouth.
Oh, monstrous! Here's 6 grinders wanting on one side. Oh, unfortunate and deplorable state of knights errant, that wander over mountains and valleys, committing homicides and slaughters, not heeding the sun, the moon, nor the eclipses, or the wild campaign, though never so estill for the reward of broken teeth and bruises.
Oh, profanation to all learning and sciences! Homicides, eclipses, campaign and estill, for homicides, eclipses, champion and sterile. Be dumb, thou earthworm, or speak in thy own style, on pain of annihilation. A plague on thee, thou confounded prevaricator of language!
Cardenio sings within.
Why then, in my own style, for you know well enough that I'm no scholard, I believe here is another adventure coming, and I hope 'twill end better than the last, because it begins musically.
Ah, who have we here?
Cardenio enters in ragged clothes, and in a wild posture sings a song.
Let the dreadful engines of eternal will the thunder roar and crooked lightning kill. My rage is hot as theirs is fatal too, and dares as horrid execution do. Or let the frozen north its rancour show, within my breast far greater tempests grow, despair's more cold than all the winds can blow. Can nothing warm me? Yes, Luscinda's eyes. There Etna, there Vesuvio lies, to furnish hell with flames that mounting reach the skies. Ye powers, I did but use her name, and see how all the meteors flame. Blue lightning flashes round the court of Sol, and now the globe more fiercely burns than once at Phaeton's fall. Ah, where are those flowery graves, where Zephyr's fragrance winds did play, where guarded by a troop of loves, the fair Luscinda sleeping lay? There sang the nightingale and lark, around us all was sweet and gay, when air grew sad till it grew dark, nor nothing feared but shortening day. Glow, I glow, but 'tis with hate. Why must I burn for this ingrate? Cool it then and rail, since nothing will prevail. When a woman love pretends, 'tis but till she gains her ends, and for better and for worse, 'tis for marrow of the purse, where she silts you o'er and o'er, proves a slattern or a whore. The Czar will tease and vex, and will cockhold ye next. They were all contrived in spite, to torment us, not delight, but to scold and scratch and bite, and not one of them proves right, but all are witches by this light, and so I fairly bid 'em and the world good night.
Then exit.
By the matter delivered in this song, I perceive this poor gentleman's distress was occasioned by love. Therefore 'tis fit I follow and relieve him.
You relieve him? Spud, why don't you see the man's mad? How the devil can you relieve him unless you could give him physic? Pray, sir, hold yourself contented. You may be a good knight-errant, but for a brain-curer, the Lord have mercy upon ye.
Thou art a clod, Sancho, and hast not soul enough to fathom the depth of my understanding. But know, thou lump unformed, that our profession extends to aid the mind as well as body. Were he as mad as Ajax, or that stout peer of France, Orlando Furioso, with 1 hour's conference I'd make him spout politics with a Secretary of State, law with a judge at the assizes, and theology with a convocation of bishops. Therefore follow me, and saddle Rosinante immediately, for I intend to overtake him, and then thou shalt see this done in an instant.
Exit Don Quixote.
I shall see myself well thrashed again, I believe, and so 'tis likely will end the adventure of the madman. But hanged the devil is not always at one door. He that is in is half-way over. There's no help for it now. I must follow him, though my government come at last to be no better than to govern a herd of cattle. Well, he that blows in the dust will make himself blind, and, if it were not for hope, the heart would break. There's 3 proverbs left yet to comfort me.
Exit after him. Enter Don Fernando, Luscinda dressed like a nun, Dorothea in her shepherdess clothes, with Perez and Nicholas.
Can you then be so good? Do I not dream that you have repented of your late unkindness, and now resolve to own poor Dorothea?
The revolution is as firm as fate. Thou art now my own for ever.
Blessed assent! And now, my lord, I honour ye. This was a noble conquest over your passions.
'Tis great and worthy, like himself.
Ah, madam, 'tis with shame I bend my knee to beg your pardon for my brutal folly. But I'll retrieve my credit by my new service in presenting to your arms the wronged Cardenio.
All honour and happiness attend your lordship, and pray heaven we may find him quickly. Oh, how I long to give that heart a remedy that lost its peace for me.
He cannot be far off, for as the shepherds have directed us, yonder's the rock wherein he sleeps at night, and where 'tis likely we may find him.
And did they say Don Quixote was here too?
Both he and Sancho. Therefore, my lord, if you are resolved to further the contrivance I lately told ye of, and do an act of charity by getting the poor lunatic gentleman home to his house, this is the place and juncture.
Most willingly, and will make one myself, for the scene well acted must needs create diversion. Come, my sweet love, you must have your part too.
Oh, my lord, she is to be the principal actress, and we have a dress ready for her. She is to personate the Princess Mycona, Queen of the great kingdom of Mycon in Ethiopia, who, being deposed and driven from thence by a monstrous giant called Pandafilando of the dusky sight, comes some 3,000 leagues to the famed Don Quixote to redress her wrongs and reinstate her. This plot will doubtless draw the frantic fool from these wild deserts, and we shall share the mirth.
Let's about it presently. And for your princess, let me alone to divert my dearest lord here. You shall see me act it like any player.
I shall die with laughing. I'll be some Don to usher in your majesty.
And I'll be your old squire to introduce your coming. I have the tail of mine host's mare to make me a beard shall reach to my knees.
'Twill be rare sport. My servants shall all be disguised too for the business. Come, madam, pray be merry with us. All will be well, I warrant ye. We shall soon find your love, Cardenio, and cure him of his frenzy. I have already sent for a doctor, and given order what to do. And, madam, doubt not, but you shall meet with joy.
Heaven grant we may. But let me see Cardenio once more mine, I'll envy not the rest of the world's pleasures.
Exeunt. Enter Don Quixote, Cardenio, and Sancho.
You much amaze me, sir, in this wild desert, a place that only suits the miserable, where people civilized never inhabit, to meet such courtesy as yours.
Sir, humanity is one of the best rules of my profession, and I shall be highly pleased if my good fortune
Salute here.
Has led me to be any way a means that may contribute to your satisfaction.
Your person I am wholly a stranger to, and cannot but admire why in this country, so blessed with peace, you practise arts of war and travel thus in armour. For perhaps there's a secret in't, not proper for my knowledge. I'll therefore stint my curiosity, and beg you if you know where there is anything to drink, to give a little to assuage my thirst. For in this slender interval of sense I could make use on't. But if my fit should take me, as at uncertain times it often does, all charity were lost.
Run, Sancho, and search the wallet. There is, I think, some wine. Bring it hither presently.
Sancho stares at Cardenio.
Why, here's another of the starving too. A knight-errant, I warrant him, by his tatters. What a devouring meagre look he has. Spud, he makes me hungry at the very sight of him.
Exit.
And now to satisfy your curiosity, sir, of knowing what I am and how I came thus wretched, I will relate my story, but with this condition, that you will promise me upon your honour, during the time of telling, not to interrupt me, nor by a question or contradiction stop me, for if you should, my accident of madness would return, and I should then do things extravagant.
Re-enter Sancho with wine.
Ah, fear not, sir. You shall find me more attentive. Come, fill the cup, Sancho. Here, sir, here's to your better fortune.
Drinks.
May yours be happy, sir, with perpetual blessings, whatever becomes of me.
Why then, by my governorship, I believe this plaguy devil my master can conjure in good earnest. To my thinking, the madman talks as wisely as any bishop of 'em all already.
Cardenio drinks. They sit down.
Now, pray begin, sir. I am silent as a dormouse. Sit down, Sancho.
Know then, my good sir, my name's Cardenio, a gentleman of Aragon, well descended, who from my childhood to my riper years lived with a credit and content unparalleled. To love, that fateful bane to human happiness, subdued my senses to bewitching beauty, and forced my soul to dote upon Luscinda, a noble virtue of unmatched perfection.
Don Quixote makes signs of applauding his story without speaking.
Come, sir, sorrow's dry, and before you go any further, here's your lady Cindy's health.
Drinks and fills to Cardenio.
Peace, blockhead. Or if you must, be mannerly with a poxdear. Do it by signs as I do.
Don Quixote seems to threaten Sancho.
Take heed, good friend. Pray remember the conditions. Sir, I loved her, and was loved with that success. Nothing was wanting but the happy day to crown our wishes, which was at last appointed.
Make signs.
And because love's best guard is secrecy, I trusted my affair only to one, the son of a grandee, his name Fernando, my youth's companion, and as I thought, my friend. Him I entrusted with my dearest treasure, and in his honour thought myself secure.
Hey, ho, hum.
Drinks.
But let none depend on the heart's sincerity, because the face seems honest. For some few days after, Luscinda, having a great wit and genius, and one that still delighted much in reading, I sent to her by my false friend Fernando a foolish book of chivalry, called Amadis du Gaul. Not that she valued it for the contents, for she had sense to know it was all ridiculous. The exploits of the knights errant all romantic, and their whole volumes filled with lying fables, but...
But? A plague on your butts!
Don Quixote starts and stares.
You have done your business. Gadzooks! Here will be murder presently. My master will tear out the soul of him if he speaks a word more against knights errant.
But before that we had a rallying argument upon a modern madman called Don Quixote. a strange, whimsical monster in...
Don Quixote frowns.
Which, I affirmed, that the bright, renowned, and peerless Dulcinea, famed mistress of that foolish, frantic idiot, had once a bastard by her apothecary.
Don Quixote rises suddenly. Sancho trembles.
Oh, fire and furies! Oh, shame to arms and honour!
Nay, then, the storm comes with a vengeance. Fire, fire, murder, murder!
Am I a knight, and hear this hellish slander? Awake, Don Quixote, thou sleepest. Awake, I say. Harkye, dost hear me? Madman, fool, or devil, if thou hereafter darest but move thy lips against sweet Dulcinea, or but so much as name that cursed apothecary with peerless Dulcinea, or think of any of his tools or implements, Sterix or Savine, get thee each day a heart, for I will be as cruel in the tearing it as is that abhorred tongue, that slanderous viper, in poisoning the fame of radiant Dulcinea.
Here Cardenio throws the wine in his face suddenly.
So, there's the first gun. The broadside's coming. Here will be devilish work between the two madmen presently.
Cardenio falls into his mad fit. To Sancho,
The racks are foolish torture. Phalaris's bull, or the iron wheel of witty Dionysus, that were proper for him. Ha! What art thou? The traitor Fernando? And art thou his catamite, his pimp? Art thou?
Not I, sir. I'm none of his pimp, not I. Would I were a mouse for 2 minutes, so I had but e'er a hole to creep into.
Oh, that I now had 30 rows of teeth, or were an eagle, with 100 pairs of claws, that I might tear and eat this traitor! Traitor!
falls upon Don Quixote and Sancho, throws them down, beats and kicks them, and then exit.
Oh, Dulcinea de Toboso, pardon my negligence, I beseech thee. I had forgot to invoke thy influence when I first rose this morning, and see what comes on't. Is the madman gone, Sancho?
Yes, yes, and wonderfully recovered. You have been as good as your word. You have cured him to a miracle. Whether he can spout politics like a statesman, or lure like a judge, I know not. But he could kick off and cuff like a devil, that I'm sure of.
A plague of his mad pate, the fit was a little too far gone upon him.
A plague of radiant Dulciana, I say. Would the apothecary had poisoned her, or would her nurse have drowned her in her cradle with water of her own making, rather than my bones had been concerned about her, or her bastard either. But come, better late than never. I am resolved now to retire in time from this highway to battuns and bruises, and visit my wife and children again, whilst I can make shift to crawl to 'em. For to that scantity of travelling my squireship has brought me.
Wilt thou then leave me, Sancho?
Leave ye? Aye, and 'tis high time, I think, sir. 'Tis an old saying, the ant had wings to do her hurt. Farewell, knight-errantry, i'faith, and to begin to get rid on't. There, sir, there's the dudgeon dagger you gave me. The rust upon't has kept it warm and quiet. Besides, I never showed it the sun to tan it, not I. There's the Murrian, too, that did service at the siege of Galetter. This jerkin, likewise, that has defied all weathers. Pray, give him your next squire, together with some hard crusts, here to keep his teeth going, lest he forget to use 'em. These, I think, are the main part of my equipage, and so part fair.
'Tis very well.
As for the government of the island you promised me, e'en let that hang a-drying a little, for some more able earl than I to manage. For I'm satisfied now, that the hen lays as well upon one egg as upon many, and several come for wool that return shorn. So much thou'rt worth as thou hast, and so much thou hast as thou'rt worth. I know you don't like my proverbs, but now 'tis as broad as long. Better play a card too much than too little. A good paymaster needs no surety, and my granum used to say, the legs carry the belly, and not the belly the legs, and there's an end on't.
Oh, pox! Nay, go on, go on. Thread 'em, string 'em, away with 'em. Take thy bellyful of proverbs at parting, however. But remember this when I am an emperor, dog-bolt.
An emperor? Ah, gad save your hot head. You had better go home along with me, and look to your ploughmen.
'Tis very well, clodpole.
Enter Nicholas, disguised with a long white beard.
Know thou, most doughty and renowned knight-errant, that I am called the Squire of the White Beard, servant to the mighty Princess Micomicona, Queen of the great kingdom of Micomicon in Ethiopia, who, by the fame of thy most noble deeds, has travelled from her country to this place to beg a boon of thee. And now, behind yon bush she stands on foot, and begs admittance to thy lordly presence.
Bowing.
Friend, go tell the queen Don Quixote's at her service, and will attend her here.
Looking scornfully on Sancho.
How's this? A great queen come from her country to beg a boon of him? Spud, if this squire of the beard should speak truth now, I have made a fine business on't. Zookers, for she comes, as fair as a church saint, as bright as a cherubim, startlikins, I never saw such a creature in my life.
Enter Don Fernando, leading Dorothea as the Princess Micomicona, with a retinue of servants, dressed after the Moorish fashion. She kneels.
By the honour of knighthood, madam, 'tis too much. Your greatness must not kneel to your unworthy servant. Nay, I beseech your majesty.
Thrice valiant knight, thou flower of chivalry, soul of true lovers, and quintessence of courtesy, I've sworn to live for ever in this posture, and make my bended knees one piece with the earth, unless you grant me the request I come for.
Madam, I'll do it, whatever it be. Therefore, pray rise. Let me but know what miscreant has wronged ye. This powerful arm shall thunder in your quarrel more swift than the hot bolts that split the clouds.
I see, most renowned sir. Loud fame has done you justice in finding through the world your courtesy.
Assured of this, I may now rise with comfort.
Rises. Enter Perez.
All honour to the blazing comet of knight-errantry, a rose and tulip of fame and fortitude, my noble countryman, Don Quixote de la Mancha. The report of this great queen's coming being spread already through our neighbourhood, so far increased my joy and wonder, that I could not contain myself from seeking you out, and being an eye-witness.
Aye, 'tis so. I am utterly undone, a most miserable rogue. Stay, is there no way to rig up myself without his taking notice?
Sancho steals on his things again.
I am glad to see your reverence well, good Mr. Curate, and would entertain ye longer, but that I thirst to receive the Queen's commands.
Perez, aside.
The trick takes rarely, I see.
As we could wish, but how thrives our affair? Have my servants found Cardenio?
Just as I came hither, as he was lying fast asleep under a cork tree. He was very unruly at first, but being overpowered by numbers, they soon bound him and carried him to the inn you ordered.
And has Luscinda seen him?
Not yet. I have advised the contrary, till he has taken the medicine the doctor ordered, and slept upon it.
'Tis well. In the morning I myself will be his doctor. At present, let's mind the game on foot.
To be brief then, brave sir, in Ethiopia, where the sun sheds its swarthy influence, making my natives all a sable hue, as I had been, had not the skill and charms of my kind father, wise Finacrio, hindered it in those dominions. You must know I'm called, most generous knight, I say I'm called. Oh, heavens, the memory of my griefs hinder my very speech.
To Perezzo side.
What am I called? Quickly, this life I forgot.
The Princess Micomicona.
I'm called the Princess Micomicona, so named from the kingdom of Micomicon, late left me by my father.
Sancho aside.
How proud he looks already! There's some great honour coming to him. I see it in's face. Oh, dog, Sancho, don't you deserve to be hanged?
The good old king knew by his skill in magic what would befall me after he was dead. How Panfilando of the dusky sight, a horrid, brutal, and misshapen giant, should treat of marriage with me, which refused, should then make war and drive me from my kingdom. To relieve me from which distress, he told me at his death that I must travel into Spain, where I should happily meet with a knight-errant, the honour of his country and that order, the valour of whose arms should kill the giant, and presently restore me to my kingdom, which knight must be yourself, to whom my father has commanded me, after the giant's death, if you think fitting, to give myself in marriage, and make you monarch of Micomicon.
Oh, madam, your father was too gracious.
To Sancho.
What think you now, hog-rubber? Is knight-errantry worth chawing, huh? Which had I better do now, be an emperor, or go home and mind the ploughman, Jolthead?
Ah, dear sir, consider, no man is born wise. A bishop is no more than another man without grace and good breeding. Alas, I confess myself a booby, sir, a fearful scoundrel. There's my head. I beseech ye, sir, break it across, or if you please to honour me with a dozen or two of kicks, sir, I shall think myself highly obliged, so you assuage your anger and forgive me.
Her Majesty, I hope, remembers likewise that the wise king, to reward my fidelity, when this good knight had slain Pandafilando, gave charge to make her suit to him, that I might be an earl or governor of some island.
You an earl? Harkee, friend, slow fire makes sweet malt. There may be more than one egg in a hen roost. If you meddle with my mouth, I shall snap at your fingers. Do ye see, therefore, look to yourself. What a plague! All is not got by wearing of long beards.
No, no, friend. You know you must go visit your wife and children.
Ah, sir, if you mention that, you slay me, you flay me. You flay me alive. Alas, sir, I dare as well hang myself as go home without my government, my wife, and the young cockatrice, my daughter, now I have put this plaguey countessship into her head, will worry me if I fail her.
Well, vermin, for some good service past, in consideration, too, of some late drubbings, I will once more take thee into grace. But if again I catch thee grumbling, thou art no more my squire. There are others would be earls too, you see, Sancho.
What? That dry old Kex? Gad, I'd have throttled him with his own whiskers if he had said 3 words more. But come, 'tis well enough now, and since we are reconciled, as soon as ever you marry that delicate fine queen there, my island will be within an inch of me in a twinkling.
Nicholas, aside.
I shall laugh out. I'm not able to hold.
Was ever fool so transported?
Hush! Look grave. His master turns this way.
You have raised me from the lowest vale of sorrow to the highest mountain, sir, of humane happiness. I'm all air, methinks. Let music sound here, and let my menial slaves begin a dance to entertain this wonder of knight-errantry.
Dance here.
This will I make my black subjects do every morning to divert me. I'll sing a song that was made at Teresa's and my wedding, that her majesty may know my parts.
Sancho sings a song, and then dances ridiculously.
'Twas early one morning, the cock had just crowed, sing haiding, holding, langtry down derry, my holiday clothes on and face newly mowed, with a hay down, ho down, drink up your brownberry. The sky was all painted, no scarlet so red, for the sun was just then getting out of his bed, when Teresa and I went to church to be sped. With a haiding, holding, shall I come to woo thee? Haiding, holding, will you buckle to me? Ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, derry derry, derry ding, ding ding, ding ding, hey, langtry down derry. Her face was as fair as if 'had been in print, sing haiding, holding, langtry down derry, and her small ferret eyes did lovingly squint, with a hay down, ho down, drink up your brown berry. Yet her mouth had been damaged with comfits and plums, and her teeth that were useless for biting her thumbs had late, like ill tenants, forsaken her gums. With a haiding, holding, shall I come to woo thee? Haiding, holding, will ye buckle to me? Ding ding, ding dong, ding ding, derry derry, derry ding, ding ding, ding ding, hey, langtry down derry. But when night came on, and we both were abed, sing haiding, holding, langtry down derry, such strange things were done, there's no more to be said. With a hay down, ho down, drink up your brown berry. Next morning her head ran of mending her gown, and mine was plagued how to pay piper a crown, and so we rose up, the same fools we lay down. With a haiding, holding, shall I come to woo thee? Haiding, holding, will you buckle to me? Ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, derry derry, derry ding, ding ding, ding ding, my langtry down derry.
This is unexpected.
My squire, madam, honest and trusty, but no great headpiece.
He has performed to a miracle, and I resolve to do him grace.
Kisses her hand.
Now, spawn of old Father Time, let me see your beard do as much.
Her Majesty values me more for my head than my heels, Skipjack.
Madam, you must needs have heard of the renowned Sancho Panza. His fame sounds almost as loudly as Don Quixote's. This is the famous squire, madam, that by his master's side defies batoons and clubs, whose back and sides, both black and blue, now wear the honoured drubs.
That I do, by my faith, madam, which, if your majesty will give me leave to strip, you shall see if you please.
I know him now. He's just the very person my father once described, who, I also remember, was sorry for a misfortune, which he knew by his art had happened to him, which is that Sancho's married, to whom I else had been obliged to give one of my maids of honour.
Why then, the devil take all ill luck. Now I see the old saw is true that says, Every man once in his life will find a minute to curse his marriage. If I had not been yoked now to my blouse at home, a pox take her, I might have had a May lady, a virga tacta, with a head as gaudy as a tulip, and a shape as slender. Odzooks, I've no patience to think on't. I'll go and hire some rat-catcher to poison the cups and dishes at home. Who the devil would lose preferment for the sake of 2 pennyworth of ratsbane?
In truth, my good friend and neighbour, honest Sancho, I am sorry to hear this, for as I remember, 'twas my luck to give Teresa and you the blessing.
A plague on your blessing! I perceive I shall have occasion to wish you hanged for your blessing. Good finisher of fornication, good conjunction copulative.
The profane wretch defames the holy ordinance of marriage, and ought to be presented to the Inquisition.
Speak reverently of our function, Sancho, or I'll excommunicate you the church.
I care not. I should lose nothing by it, if you should, but my nap in an afternoon.
Is your valour, sir, at leisure to begin the journey towards the giant?
Madam, I am. Sancho, a word with thee. I've been considering on this adventure, and must confess, though I may be an emperor, my head runs more on honours ecclesiastical, a pope, methinks, or cardinal. I'm for some grave and solid dignity that tends towards religion.
Religion? Oh, gadzooks, sir, never mind it. Take care of being priest-ridden, good sir, whatever you do, unless you have a mind to lose all your dominions as soon as you come to 'em.
I must reflect upon it. And now, madam, please your majesty to set forward. Lead me where'er you please. 'Tis still my duty to right a lady's wrongs, and fight for fame and beauty.
Long live the illustrious and incomparable knight, Don Quixote de la Mancha.
Exit Don Quixote, leading Dorothea and Fernando following.
How I admire his fortitude and virtue.
Perez going out, Sancho stops him.
Well, neighbour, what's your business?
Why, look'ee, neighbour, though I wished you hanged just now, 'twas only in my passion, do you see, and never the sooner for a hasty word, you know, and therefore, because I know you can forget and forgive, I'll make bold to desire a favour of you.
Well, neighbour, though you were a little hard upon the priesthood, yet because I know 'twas done without any intention of harm, I'll pass it by for once. Come, what is it?
Why, you must know that my master, Don Quixote, is just now breeding a new maggot in his pate, not to be an emperor, but a pope or a cardinal, and if so, my preferment's gone again, for I'm wholly unfit for any, ecclesiastical dignity, because I am a married man, and for me to be every foot hunting for dispensations to enjoy church livings were to pound a snowball in a mortar with design to make powder on't. Therefore I would desire you, as his friend, to advise him to be an emperor by all means, that I may have an office proper, for, to say the truth, I may chance to make an angel of a governor, but I shall be a very devil of a churchman.
How's this? Have I caught thee a second time vilifying the church? Nay, now the Inquisition shall know it, and the maid of honour shall be mine for my good service. All about it instantly. You are a precious rogue indeed.
Will ye so, ye old bearded goat? I'll have a tuft on you first, i' faith. I'll send ye marked to the Inquisition, however.
Sancho goes to take him by the beard and pulls it off.
How now? What a plague! Does he shed his beard as snakes do their skins? Heyday! Who the devil have we here? our merry neighbour and townsman, Mr. Nicholas the Barber.
The planets have decreed it.
Stares as if mad.
Sword, fire, ruin, plague, and desolation. Woe be to Spain. The fatal beard is off.
Exit Nicholas. Perez, aside.
I must second the barber, or this accident will discover us. The great eclipse is coming. Doomsday too is too near. Woe, woe to Spain. The fatal beard is off.
Exit Perez.
The beard is off, indeed, and as cleverly as the wearer himself could have shaved it. But what this is to Spain and eclipses and doomsday, there I am puzzled again. The beard has discovered the barber, and if the barber don't discover the trick of the enchanted beard, I shall begin to fear there's some dog trick in the business. I knew him for an arch rogue when he was at home, and therefore doubt him the more now. Gad, I must after him, and know the truth. But stay, first let's take a dram of consideration. Friend Sancho, let me see. The fortunes of this day are worth repeating. My morning's breakfast was a lusty beating, my nooning time more lucky though by far, crammed then with hopes to be a governor. But now this evening whim has changed it so, that what I am, plague take me if I know, whether an earl fit to wear pearl and ruby, or Sancho, as I was, a country booby.
Exit. End of Act 4. Act 5 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 1, by Thomas D.F.A. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 5, Scene 1, The Ordinary. Enter Fernando and Luscinda.
He's dressed and ready to come out. The doctor tells me, too, his sense is perfectly recovered, the frenzy being only continued by colds and ill diet. The medicine has taken effect, which, assisted by his gentle sleeps, have quite restored him.
The sorrow and distresses he has suffered have changed him so. I fear he has forgot me.
Never feared, madam. Here he comes. Pray step in there till I am ready for ye.
Exit Luscinda. Enter Cardenio, now dressed.
My lord, it seems I stand indebted to ye for courtesies relating to my health of brain and body. But my wounded soul in its most dear and tender part, my love, stabbed by your falsehood and unnatural cruelty, stands yet unsuccoured, that is, unrevenged. Therefore, as I must thank ye for the one, my sword for t'other demands satisfaction.
Cardenio draws.
Hold, pause a little. The sacred blood of friends is of more value than to be shed rashly without debate or reasoning. What's your quarrel to me?
Oh, bring me not to my mad fit again, from whence I am just relieved by such accursed repetition. Luscinda! Think on Luscinda.
Well, I'll speak the rest. I know I took her from thee.
And canst thou hope to live?
Offers to fight.
Hold yet, and hear me speak. 'Twas my resistless love, not I, betrayed thee. The god of amity opposed in vain. All the soft bonds of our enduring friendship were scorched and burnt by her bright eyes to ashes.
I'll hear no more. Defend thyself or die.
Offers again.
I will not fight with thee. Is this obscure cottage a proper stage to drink the blood of friends? No, I'll reserve it for some amphitheatre, that when we play the prize for fatal beauty, no less than thousands may admire the action.
Away, thou trifler! I am loath to call thee coward.
I believe thee, and know thou canst not do it with a safe conscience. For I, so often in our days of friendship, have proved myself so contrary, that, well, thou know'st, I fear thee not, Cardenio. No, the reason why I refuse is, I have wronged thee, and by my good will I would have my blood be the last means of giving satisfaction. Therefore I charge thee first, mark my proposals. I took a lady from thee. Well, to atone it, here is one in exchange, whom if you use ill, or with undecent obstinacy slight, we then must fight indeed.
Brings in Luscinda veiled.
And so we must, sir. Your women shall not be your bucklers long. Ha! This is a face indeed that my heart bows to, whose eyes, though guilty, are too fierce for mine.
She unveils and embraces him.
My dear Cardenio, I am thine forever. Cheer thy sad looks, and smile with joy upon me, for fate shall never, never part us more.
Oh, thou sweet vision, get thee from my sight, for I must love thee, though I know thee false.
By heaven, I am as true as truth itself. The letter thou receivest was none of mine, but of Don Fernando's counterfeiting.
Huh? What is't I hear? Don Fernando's counterfeiting?
I must confess it was, sir, for which I ask your pardon. My headlong, rash, and most ungoverned passion, checked at no crime that would indulge my wishes. This caused her flight into a nunnery, from whence I forced her, and had no doubt proceeded, had not my guardian angel, my dear Dorothea, proved my good genius to prevent my mischief.
Enter Dorothea.
Oh, heaven! Is this Dorothea?
The very same, sir.
Let this atone then for my rash offence, that I surrender back this precious jewel, bright and unsullied, and for my sin in seeking to corrupt her, with shame and sorrow, once more beg your pardon.
My lord, you've done me justice, and I thank ye. Oh, my sweet life, I shall grow wild with joy, such vast content crowds in I cannot bear it.
To Dorothea.
Oh, madam, how shall I repay your goodness too?
Let me be happy in the reuniting my lord and you. I then am overpaid.
Let us declare my willingness. I have forgot what's past.
And this mine. We will be friends forever.
They embrace. Enter Perez and Nicholas.
Oh, my honest and worthy friend, I am thy debtor too.
My care, sir, was my duty, and I'm heartily glad to see my diligence so well succeed. And now, if you please to change the scene, and give yourselves a little diversion, there's matter working within will occasion it, I'm sure.
What, Sancho has told his master, I suppose, the accident of the beard?
Yes, and in the horriblest fright you ever knew. He is now with him. The rogue begins to stumble upon our contrivance of the princess too, ma'am, so we must set more wheels a-going.
But prithee, how wilt thou top upon him now? For he must needs know thee now. Thy face is bare.
We'll make him believe that all things are governed by enchantment. The innkeeper has provided 6 merry fellows with magicians and devil's vizards, such are as used in carnival time, with other rare antics, and all to assist in the frolic. He also has a rare contrivance to carry him off, which is the great wooden cage in which 2 eagles formerly were kept. The use of it, if you please to be present, you'll see with satisfaction, and if you can laugh, you'll have cause, I warrant you.
Your lordship must take no notice that you know me, but look and speak as if you ne'er had seen me.
I'll warrant thee, my merry face smoother, I'll humour the jest.
And to confound Sancho the more, I'll go to his master presently and press him to go on with his journey towards the giant.
I'll wait on ye, and second what you say.
And then come I enchanted.
We must be spectators of the sport too, one way or the other.
Oh, that may be easily done. And to help forward with the jest, I'll act the part of an enchanter, and assist in the song. I long, methinks, to see this strange knight-errant, for I remember him not, though once in my distress I'm told I met him to his cost.
Ha ha ha! I heard indeed you swinged him once confoundedly. But come, prithee, let's make haste to him, and see this rare performance of enchantment.
'Tis time we were there. Come, uncle, you are to second me.
Exeunt. Scene 2. The town with the inn. Enter Don Quixote and Sancho with the beard.
Thou tellest me wonders, Sancho.
Strange and true, sir. There's the beard, and within is the barber. I am sure these eyes saw him, and I think I know his snivelling, sheep-stealing phiz too well to be mistaken in him.
I am not a jolt the more thy opinion, because thou sayest thou hast seen him. For, Sancho, I am satisfied thou canst not see.
Not see?
No, thy sense is often blind, thy reason always. Besides, 1,000 strange defects brood in thee to clog thy understanding.
Very good. Well, will you do me the favour to let me feel then, if I can't see? Will you let me be sensible of the dash in the chops that damned squire of the horsetail gave me before I unbearded him? I hope I may with some assurance say I felt that, mayn't I?
Why, according to the stoical philosopher, no.
No? Gadsbud, what a strange kind of creature am I then, that can neither feel nor see. But whatever you say of my understanding, I am sure I know this, that a man's life is a winter's day, and a winter's way. A cudgel that bruises is a thing that contuses. I have a sore place here on my shoulder, occasioned by a stone from one of the galley slaves, shall make me believe I can feel, whatever your damned stoic or philosopher, with a pox to him, says to the contrary.
I tell thee, Clodpate, there is no certainty in nature. So that if thy nose were battered flat with a smith's hammer, or thy head opened with a church key, so that one might see thy brains, thou ought not unlearnedly to say thy head is really broke, but that thou supposed it to be so.
Ah, the devil take your supposes. Will you make me mad? Won't you let me feel I am beaten when the cudgel is upon me, nor see that the sham squire yonder is that cunning rogue Nicholas, the barber of our town, that comes to put a trick upon ye, and that the beard you hold in your hand there is a white horsetail tied on to play the prank in?
Why, faith, as to the beard, it may seem to thee a horsetail indeed, as I confess it does to me. But 'tis obstinacy to be positive, isn't? Because thou knowest too well how these enchanters persecute me.
Ah, plague! Nay, if that whim possess your brain again, you will find a number of enchantments within yonder. There's your lady, Mistress Oma. What a devil do you call her? Is as much a king's daughter too as I am a knight of the garter or golden fleece. The giant Dandipratdando may dance a jig in her dominions as long as he pleases, for all your prowess. For, curiosity tempting me to peep through the keyhole of a door this morning, who should I see but your chaste, delicate Miss Remoser, sitting in the lap of the young rampant Spanish Don that came with her, and clinging as close as two faces in a medal.
How's this? O excommunicated rascal, darest thou affront the Queen?
Queen? Oons? What queen? 'Tis a hopeful queen that will let one of her subjects ruffle her like a bulker in a bawdy house. Spud, I saw him brushing his whiskers upon her face 20 times, one after another.
O slanderous villain, thou hast livest too long.
Beats him.
Oh, good sir, mercy, mercy, I may be mistaken. I do but suppose I saw all this. I do but suppose it, sir.
Suppose this then too, rascal, to confirm ye.
Beats him. Enter Dorothea.
Hold thy dead-doing hand, most noble errant! Wonder of wonders! What empire's revolution or other accident of vast and mighty moment could raise the anger of the great Don Quixote?
That rat, that vermin there, that but for the reverence I bear to your Majesty's person, my foot shall tread into his primitive clod, amongst his fellow worms that there inhabit. Would you believe it, madam? The blasphemous varlet had the impudence to tell me that you were no queen, and that you were as familiar with the master of your ceremonies as if he had been privy to your intellect, and had gotten you an heir to the kingdom of Micomicon.
Oh, I forgive him freely. His error no doubt is caused by some illusion that often happens in my affairs. Therefore, noble sir, let's go with our best speed to attack the giant. When he is dead, all these chimeras vanish.
Desponding hangdog, what say you to this now? Is she a queen, or no?
Why, as well as a beaten governor can give his judgment, I do suppose she is.
Enter Perez and Nicholas.
Miracles, miracles! Bold knight, stand on thy guard, for here's a wonderful adventure coming. The inn's all in confusion, and by the several transformations there, we find the enchanters are in search for thee. My hostess within mews like a cat, and Maritornes answers like a screech owl. 2 bawling carriers are turned into he-asses, and bray incessantly, and the good reverend squire here to the sage princess seems in my eyes changed like to our town barber.
O power of strong enchantment, is this possible? But that I know how I am persecuted, I should have sworn this was my very neighbour, that oft with razor keen and lathering washball mowed the rough stubble from my dented chin, and snapped his fingers with acute agility.
This cannot be my squire, I know him not.
Ha! Ah!
Sancho grins and shakes his head.
I am thy squire, O Queen, but now enchanted by the sage Merlin, who is coming hither for endeavouring to deprive great Sancho Panza of the wife the fates allot him, the maid of honour. For in short time the destinies so order, Teresa shall bequeath to death her beauties, and he survive with the fair Rumpibella.
D'ye hear this, bacon-face? Are not you a damned desponding son of a whore, huh? What can you say now?
Why, I say, good news and a bag pudding is better than ill with nothing to dinner. If Mrs. Rump, what you call her, fall to my lot by your means, you shall suppose me another drubbing as soon as you please. And as for Teresa's beauty, let her bequeath it to the devil, or where she pleases. All shoes fit not all feet. Sancho shall bear the loss of that well enough.
Enter Don Fernando and Luscinda.
Prodigy on prodigy, stand forth, thou most renowned, for an adventure's coming hither to thee has struck us blind with gazing. A golden chariot drawn by fiery horses descended from the sky, out of which came forth an aged man with a majestic form.
He comes! He comes! Oh, how I tremble!
Madam, dismiss your fear. whilst I am by ye, ye are safe as in a sanctuary.
Enter Vincent disguised like Merlin.
To thee, O knight of the ill-favoured face, from my low cell near hot Vesuvio's mouth, where are black spirits with perpetual labour, surrounded with blue flames and sulphurous smoke, with horrid silence forge our magic spells. I, the sage Merlin, come, sent by the fates to hinder for a time thy present enterprise. The queen must patience have, and Panifilando revel and range within her large dominions, till it shall come that the Manchegan lion and the Tobolthian dove are joined in wedlock. For so 'tis fixed, spite of Trimacrio and his pristine charms. Therefore, all you, my partners in this secret dark and mysterious art of necromancy, appear, and with a charm as strong as destiny, seize on the most illustrious knight and squire, and in the enchanted chariot bear them hence to the place the fates have ordered.
Dreadful sounds of music heard. Enter two women representing Urganda and Melissa, two enchantresses led by Montesmo, another enchanter. They seize Don Quixote and Sancho Panza.
I feel the charm already. My blood freezes, and my enervate arms, inured to battle, grow weak and spiritless.
What do you feel? Spud, sir, you only fancy so. For my part, I feel nothing, not I. Only my fingers itch to be battering that old fellow, who, for all his disguise there, is as like mine host of that plaguey inn, where I was tossed in a blanket t'other day, as one thumb is like another. Aye, and now I look nearer him, 'tis he, sir, 'tis he. A trick, gadzooks, I know him.
Peace, sordid wretch.
Oh, impudent scoundrel, darest thou affront the great Merlin that designed so well for thee?
The enchantresses seize him. He struggles to get loose.
See, Merlin frowns. Woe, woe be to thee, Sancho.
I fear we shall be punished for his sake.
Oh, naughty Sancho! Hast thou no sense of fear when thou seest the very offspring of the devil before thy eyes?
Aside to Dorothea.
I shall laugh out. I am scarce able to contain. Lord, how the fools look.
Music sounds in recitative. Then an enchanter and two enchantresses sing in parts this song.
With this sacred charming wand, I can heaven and earth command. Hush all the winds that curl the angry sea, and make the rolling waves obey.
I from the clouds can conjure down the rain, and make it deluge once again.
I, when I please, make nature smile as gay, as at first she did on her creation day. Groves with eternal sweets shall fragrant grow, and make a true Elysium here below.
Groves with eternal sweets shall fragrant grow, and make a true Elysium here below.
I can give beauty, make the aged young, and love's dear momentary rapture long.
Nature restore, and life when spent renew. All this my art can great Urganda do. Why then will mortals dare to urge a fate, and justice so severe? See there a wretch, in's own opinion wise, laughs at our charms, and mocks our mysteries.
I've a little spirit yonder, where the clouds do part asunder, lies basking his limbs in the warm sunbeams, shall his soul from his body plunder.
Speak, shall it be so? No, that fate's too high. I'll give him one more low.
Let it be so, let it be so.
Then enter Furies, bearing a great cage. into which they put Don Quixote. Sancho struggles to get off, the enchantresses wave their wands, and then there is an antic dance of spirits to fright Sancho, who at last drive him into the cage by Don Quixote.
You mortals that have viewed our magic skill, as you would scape our fearful charms, be still, whilst we our secret consultations make. None but the enchanted must have leave to speak. For Sancho's fault you had all felt his case, had you not been relieved by Merlin's grace.
Magicians go aside and consult.
You must be saucy, with a pox to you, and now see what comes on't. Had not Merlin been gracious, the queen and all this company had been enchanted through your insolence. Ye see how narrowly they have escaped.
I see. Spud, why, don't you say I can see nothing? I suppose I am in a cage now, cooped up like a green goose, with your wise worship. But to say I see this were madness, unless I resolve to have my bones broke.
A cage? Oh, blind stupidity! Now I will refer myself to anything that's wise, to know if thou dost not deserve to have thy bones broke, to call the enchanted chariot here a cage?
Oh, so then, this is a chariot, is it?
Yes, rascal. What else can it be? Did not the great Merlin call it so?
Oh, very good. Nay, I suppose it.
Shaking his head at Don Quixote.
'Tis something odd, I confess. The knights of old that suffered on these occasions were carried through the air in some strange cloud, or mounted on a flying hippogriff. But perhaps the method's changed.
'Tis changed to a very pretty method, truly. If anyone would see a raree show, let him come hither. Here's the Emperor and the Governor cheek by jowl, like two paraguites, hang up in a hall window. Lord, if we were in England now, what a world of fool sixpences we should get for the sight of us. A groat to see the Emperor, and 2 pence the Earl. Oons, we should put down all the holiday monsters, clearly.
Well, Dogbolt, you are witty again, are ye? And I suppose know the privilege of the place you are in?
The narrowness of the place I'm in, I suppose I do. 'Tis in vain to be angry here, sir. Here's no room for drubbing.
No, I forgive thee, because I perceive the enchantment works upon thee. Besides, the fable says that in the toil once the wolf and sheep were friends. Then I know thou art nettled too about the delay of thy preferment, which, troth, as things stand, I must needs say I cannot now prefix a time to.
Why, troth, I as faithfully believe ye.
What grieves me most is to see the trouble the queen is in yonder. But, madam, I beseech ye don't despair. These accidents are common to knights errant, but 'tis only for a while, for I shall soon be free again to aid ye. Until then, confirm your hopes in my past promise. Ah, she thanks me with a sign. But the rest, that by thy fault are now deprived of speech, by their actions, Sancho, seem to threaten thee.
Why, let them threaten. If they will help me out of my enchanted castle here, I'll give them leave to take their revenge. But a pox on my ill-breeding and folly. Old Father Merlin has found another way, and there's no more to be done but patience, and be wiser another time. A scalded cat fears cold water. If wishes could bide, then beggars would ride. The worth of a thing is best known by its want, and one nightingale in a bush sings better than 2 jackdaws in a cage. And so, sir, let's behold ourselves, as one blind fool said to t'other.
Oh, plague! Why, thou art in thy kingdom, I see now. This is the rarest place to string thy proverbs and thy flimflams in. I must get Merlin to enchant that tongue of thine a little. I find there will be no peace else.
Music sounds again, the magicians return, then a dance of furies, which ended, they take up the cage and prepare to go out.
The hour is come, and all the sons of art in council sit. Haste, and set forward there.
Enter hostess and Mariotanez.
Why, dolt, madman, ass, Amurian take thee, whither wilt thou let them carry thee? Thus, like a fool. Disheartlings, hast not brains enough to see 'tis only a trick upon thee to make thee mew, mew.
Used like a cat when Vincent waves his rod.
And you, jolt-head governor, don't you know a proverb that says, "Bray a fool in a mortar, and you'll find all of him but his brains"? Where the devil are you riding like a woo, 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 woo?
Shrieks like an owl.
Alas, sweet ladies, I pity ye. I see you feel my fate, but cannot help me. Till Merlin does ordain I shall be freed, valor in bonds, and chivalry lies dead.
Earl Sancho is caged past all relief, not like a governor, but like a thief.
They are carried off.
Rarely performed of all hands. Gramercy, mine host, thou hast acted thy part like any comedian.
Ah, to divert your lordship and the good company here, I could do twice as much as this.
There was no way to get him home with this, which has been excellently well-humoured on all sides.
The Princess Micomicona deserves a real kingdom for the wit she has shown in it.
She has indeed done it to a miracle, and managed not only the action, but the romantic style so naturally, that a wiser head than Don Quixote's might have been deceived.
Not unless he had some sparks of his frenzy. But what pleases me most is Sancho, who is every foot at a loss, whether he shall be a governor or nothing.
Come now, let's go dine, and laugh an hour away about it within.
Aye, aye, a jest sounds always most merrily at a good dinner, my lord. And to say the truth, the squire of the beard has been enchanted so long that he begins to be hungry.
Oh, thy mirth shall begin presently then, were thy hunger as sharp as one of thy own razors. It should be blunted. Come, mine hostess too, and little Meristemes have all done admirably. Oh, how every little subject pleases us, when love has tuned our souls by his sweet harmony.
Embracing Dorothea.
Now, my dear friend, I hope your joys are perfect too.
In my Luscinda's love, mine are as perfect as heaven has power to make 'em.
And mine in meeting with my dear Cardenio.
And let each kind, too late repenting maid, that fears she's by unconstant man betrayed, yet by peculiar fate and grace divine, at last retrieves her lover, guess at mine.
Exeunt omnes. End of Act 5.
Epilogue by Sancho, riding upon his ass. 'Mongst our forefathers, that pure wit professed, there's an old proverb that two heads are best. Dapple and I have therefore jogged this way, through sheer good nature, to defend this play. Though I've no friends, yet he, as proof may show, may have relations here, for aught I know. For in a crowd where various heads are addle, may many an ass be that ne'er wore a saddle. 'Tis then for him that I this speech intend, because I know he is the poet's friend. And, as 'tis said, a parlous ass once spoke, when Crabtree Cudgel did his rage provoke. So, if you are not civil, Spud, I fear he'll speak again, and tell the ladies every dapple here. Take good advice then, and with kindness win him. Though he looks simply, you don't know what's in him. He has shrewd parts, and proper for his place, and yet no plotter, you may see by his face. He tells no lies, nor does sedition vent, nor ever brays against the government. Then for his garb he's like the Spanish nation, still the old mode, he never changes fashion. His sober carriage, too, you've seen to-day, but for religion, truth, I cannot say, whether for Mason, Burgess, Muggleton, the house with steeple, or the house with none. I rather think he's of your pagan crew, for he never goes to church, no more than you. Some that would, by his looks, guess his opinion, say he's a papish, others a Socinian, but I believe him, if the truth were no, as the rest of the town asses are of none, but for some other gifts, mind what I say, never compare, each dapple has his day, nor anger him, but kindly use this play, for should you, with him, concealed parts disclose, Lord, how like ninnies would look all the beaux.
End of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 1, by Thomas D.F.A.